We're here. It's time. We're going. How's y'all doing? Hold on. There we go. Maybe that'll help. We're back. It's time. The attorneys are ace. Hi, my beast. Hi, Kayla. Oh, that's right. We got her fucking arrested. Huh. I forgot that's where we left off. Straight up into with, nah, you're arrested. And we're like, you motherfuckers. When did we end up in jail? Just now. We gave up our badge and performed a quote-unquote illegal investigation and quote-unquote aided and abetted a criminal. AKA, literally all we did was we stowed at Kay out on the rooftop. That's all. That's where she went. We didn't aid and abet her. We didn't escape with her. She's right here. I brought her to you, motherfuckers. This is why I keep saying Judge Gavelle is either competently evil or just plain stupid. A blindly loyal stupid idiot. Yes, blindly loyal idiot. There's the words. I found my words. I got it. Never thought I'd spend another night in here again. And they stripped me of all the evidence we'd so painstakingly gathered. Even if they did, let me keep Kay's yacht Grossu pin. Why does the table have a ball and chain? Oh, don't worry. I can't help but worry about her. They'd better be treating her well. She has amnesia, for God's sake. But yeah, no, the table is a mass murderer. He's so insane that he's so dangerous that we can't even put him in the regular prison. He has to stay in the detention center. He's like a symbol of fear. The murderer, it was me. The person in the red raincoat was on the ground. But here's the thing. Once again, this tells you nothing. This is not... Look, her memory is not reliable. This cannot be used as a valid... I'm immediately getting worked up, knowing that that's the point. Again, that's... like, I recognize the point of the story. The games do a very good job of pointing out the stupidity of... sometimes in the justice systems, and I understand that, but the corruption is palpable. Come on, let's go. You've got a visitor. A visitor? Who? Who do you think? It's your goddamn boyfriend. Going by the name of Dick Gumshoe. Want me to send him away? Okay, maybe it's not your boyfriend, but nah, it's the other guy. No, I'm not sure what to even say to him. Wait here. They're leaving me unsupervised. Interesting. Forgive the intrusion. Judge Gavelle? Please, Mr. Edgeworth, take a seat. You fucking liar! What are you doing here? I was told it was Detective Gumshoe. I imagined you wouldn't come if you knew it was me. Alright, this is where you either redeem yourself or show yourself as an irredeemable bastard. One of the two. You're either redeemable or you're not. Here's the time to prove it. What could she possibly want from me now? I suppose I'd better find out. I don't think we've ever had a conversation in the visitor's room from this side of the glass in any Ace Attorney game. You may not be aware of this, but you are only permitted to meet with specially approved visitors. I'm trying to be treated like a dangerous criminal, am I? I suppose my reputation has rather plummeted. It has indeed. For you, of course, and your friends. That attorney and the other girl were raising quite the fuss earlier. Fender and Emma. I saw them launch some extremely heated words at one of the guards. No, you didn't! You may thank the goddess in that regard, for even she is too busy to deal with each and every infraction. They will not be punished for their bad behavior. As you come here just to chit-chat with me, you must have a lot of time on your hands. Oh, speaking of which, Miss Von Karma is continuing the investigation where you left off. I just thought you would like to know. I figured you'd be worried about how they were all doing. I hate to admit it, but she read me like a book. Let's cut the chase, Your Honor. Why are you really here? I'm here simply to talk, nothing more. There is something I wish to know about you. Me? Yes, who else? Objectively speaking, you are highly intelligent and quick-witted, and a born prosecutor at that. Please, Judge Gavelli, your sarcastic praise is but salt on my wounds. But I sincerely mean every word, Mr. Edgeworth. This is just how I naturally sound. Sarcastic and better than you. And it is why I fail to understand you. Take this latest case, for example. You were up against the very committee itself. You had no hope of succeeding. Even a child could have seen that. And yet, I don't imagine the old me would have ever been so reckless. The old me had power, and because of that, I thought that justice was always on my side. Just as you and the committee believe now. Tell it like it is! But a certain person changed my mind. He made me reckon with my selfish and skewed sense of justice. Stop gloating about your boyfriend, damn it. He's not my boyfriend. He's my husband. And once the scales had fallen from my eyes, I began to look at people differently. I saw that I was only able to be an effective prosecutor thanks to the efforts of those around me. Detective Gumshoe, the many investigative officers in the force, and even Kay. It changed me. The degree to which it changed me still surprises me to this day. I see. Thank you. I feel that perhaps I understand you a little better now. You? Understand me? I highly doubt it. As someone who is so focused on forcing their idea of justice on others can't possibly see what I see. Is that so? Is that what you truly believe? I will say one thing. This has been a very interesting conversation. That is all. Okay, maybe we didn't get a clear answer, but I feel like she's turning a bit. I feel like she's slowly turning, just a little. Before I go, there is one remaining matter. I was asked to inform you that the date of your hearing has been confirmed. It will be held today, in the trial chamber. The committee sends its warmest regards. If that was all you had to tell me, you could have just sent a message. And entrust the goddess's words to another. That wouldn't do now, would it? Until then, Mr. Edgeworth, I'll see you again very shortly. Wait, am I allowed to go to the hearing? Wait. While I'm still in prison? That feels like I'm gonna not make it, and because they know exactly where I am, which is fucked up and cruel. Oh, might as well get some sleep. Very basic bed. I can't say it was very comfortable to sleep on, however. I imagine Detective Gumshoe would sleep silently on it nonetheless, loudly snoring all the while. Suppose we'll probably never get to work together again. But I don't have any regrets about the bed I've made. I will follow my own path to the end. There's a menu here on the table. It seems that detainees are able to pay to have their meals brought to their cells. What looks good? Spaghetti and mac and cheese lunch. And add linguine for only $1. Basmati and brown rice special. For a limited time only, add regular white rice at no extra cost. It's probably for the best that I'm not very hungry. Excuse you, I am a detainee, not a prisoner. There's a difference. There's a poster in the corridor outside. We regret to announce that, due to the warden's arrest, the Die of Destiny game will be discontinued. Inmates will no longer need to roll a die every morning to determine their meals for the day. We wholeheartedly apologize to those who are looking forward to the daily casting of the die. Did anyone really need an apology for the cessation of such a ridiculous idea in the first place? That seems cruel. Pasta and pasta with... Exactly. But they're all different kinds of pasta. Do I have another visitor? Kay! Oh, thank goodness you seem alright. That's a load off my mind. Oh, such a heartwarming scene. It's enough to make a grown man cry. But not this man. But you're still not your usual cheery... I mean, you have to stay positive, Kay. You didn't do anything wrong. In fact, I guarantee you didn't. No, you have to let it go. I'm the murderer. I know that now. Do you remember holding a weapon of some kind? No. Do you remember doing the deed? No. Do you even know if the person that you saw laying on the ground in front of you was dead? No. But I'm the murderer. God damn it, Kay. But you're not. You can't be. Why don't you have any faith in yourself?
How can I, Mr. Edgeworth, when there is no me left to believe in?
None at all. I don't think that's true. Before you lost your memory, we spent quite a bit of time together. And I dare say you left quite the impression on me. So you see, there's still plenty of you left. That's why I believe so much in your innocence, and why you should believe in yourself too.
Thank you, but I can't. It would just cause more pain for the both of us. Please, you have to forget her. Forget that Kay. She's gone.
Now that's depressing. That's horrid. Kay, no! You remind me of my younger self, you know. So noble, so bold. This is the justice you and the committee stand for. Justice. I suppose you could call it that. What is he up to? Why is he going to such lengths to control everything?
Because he's an asshole. I don't know if it's Edgeworth, he's made his own son into a prosecutor at age 17 when he hasn't even passed the fucking bar exam. I don't think he gives a fuck. All he cares about is controlling everything.
I can't shake the feeling that something is very wrong here. Is there some hidden agenda at play?
Obviously there is. The question is, what is that hidden agenda, and is it just and is it just that he wants to control the legal system of Japan?
This is no time to second guess myself. If I'm going to find out what it is, it's now or never. Well then, my boy, I suppose I should be— Wait!
Mind chess!
Why is the chairman so intent on seeing Kay charged with this murder? It doesn't make any sense. There must be some rhyme or reason to this madness. Come now, Miles, I'm a busy, important man. I can't be wasting my precious time talking to you. The only way out of our current predicament is through Chairman Winner. There's so much to ask and so little time. Let's start by trying to find out why he rushed to have Kay arrested so quickly. I can't just let this happen. I'm getting answers if it's the last thing I do. Mind chess. Why were you so keen to push through Kay's arrest? I bet to hear a satisfactory explanation. An explanation? I'm not entirely sure what you mean. Don't give me that. You know exactly what I mean. Tut tut. I advise you to moderate your tone, dear boy. Need I remind you of your position? And suppose we did let your friend go free, what then? What do you mean, what then? Think how that would look, my boy, and who would have to take the blame? Me, that's who. You're right to keep your mouth shut. That way you won't say anything foolish. Sorry, but I can't stay silent forever. Not what he's innocent. Ah, you're breaking my heart. Just look at this flood of tears. There we go. Spilling out. Please, just leave it alone, will you? Things were coming along nicely until you interfered. Coming along nicely? Well, that's a pretty strange way of putting it. It's almost as if you want a Kay's arrest to happen. It certainly doesn't sound like the statement of an impartial representative of the law. You think so? Yeah. Why did I lose his voice so quickly? It's like I'm hopping back and forth between multiple voices, and all of a sudden I can just lose one in an instant. Well, that wasn't my intention. As it occurred to you, you might just be overthinking things a little. Chairman Winner certainly knows how to dodge a question, but it doesn't change the fact that serious doubts remain concerning Kay's arrest. Next, we need to press him on whether he really believes the investigation was sufficient. Can't allow any of his statements to go unexamined, no matter how trivial they may seem. One of them may just give us the breakthrough we need. How much time was spent on your investigation altogether? Well now, let's see. You know what? I'm not sure I can remember. And I'm sure you can. You won't bluster your way out of this one. It's not bluster, my boy. I honestly don't recall. There's a problem when you get to my age, you see. Why, I even forget my own son's name sometimes. Never mind your fool of a son. Answer me. How long did you spend on the investigation? All right, of course. The boy's a fool. I never meant for him to grow up like that, but woe is me. He's only too happy to derail the conversation, no matter where I take it. I have to force him to take this seriously. Let's strike another tack for now. You can hardly say your investigation was sufficient. And you're the one who called all the shots, weren't you? Including the decision to have Kay arrested.
I'm afraid I'm nowhere near influential as you think, dear boy.
You're the chairman of the committee. Doesn't get much more influential than that. Not that I cared about such things.
You wound me. It's enough to drive an old man to tears.
You'll have to forgive me, I'm not the deferential type.
Well, if you're going to insist on being so blunt, then I'm afraid you won't be seeing your prosecutor's badge again anytime soon.
Let me make something clear once and for all. That badge isn't the be-all, end-all for me. Far from it. I'm not concerned with titles and roles. Even you must understand that much.
So young, so very young. A word of advice smiles from somebody who's been around the block. You're hopelessly naive, my boys. Idiotically so.
Well, that certainly calls under his skin. He might be less guarded in his answers while he's in this state. Now's my chance.
You really don't give up, do you? But even my patience has its limits, you know.
What a coincidence, so does mine. Now answer the question, do you believe that your investigation was sufficient or not?
Ah, the youth these days are wont to be reckless. They want to put you in your place. You're going to regret that, my boy.
Stop burning important documents. Should I bide my time here?
Well, maybe you do know your place after all.
What's the matter?
Scared?
Hardly. I was just thinking about how best to proceed. Getting answers from the elderly requires sensitivity. They can get quite emotional after all.
You have no common sense whatsoever, do you? Don't you understand? Your fate rests in my hands.
You're a prosecutorial committee member. You're not a judge, you're not a jury. Well, we don't have juries.
Let's say you do manage to get some answers from me. There's nothing you can do with them. So why not give it up, dear boy?
No.
And why not?
It's simple. Because I'm not about to let the truth escape me.
Interesting. I think I'm beginning to see what makes you tick. What you're doing is pointless. Tragically and miserably pointless. Please, just give up. She's guilty. The decision has been made.
Once again, your choice of words intrigues me. It's almost as if Kay's guilt had already been determined from before her arrest.
What are you trying to imply?
I'm implying that things haven't gone as they normally should. In fact, everything has proceeded as if Kay's arrest was the end goal right from the very start. Well, Chairman Winner, was it?
That's certainly an intriguing theory.
Hi, Fluffy. Where did that hole in the ceiling come from? How did you... When did that get there?
But it's also a complete work of fiction. I'm afraid I don't have time for such flights of fancy. I think it's time we brought this shabby little farce to an end, don't you?
He's trying to make his escape. We must confirm the legality of Kay's arrest before he slips away. You've been falling for 3 weeks. Well, I'm glad that your 3 weeks of falling are over and that you're back. Hello, hello. It's faint, but the truth is finally beginning to emerge. And I'm not about to let this opportunity pass me by. Wait, we're not done yet.
I'm tired of all this talking, so make it brief, will you?
Did Kay get arrested again? Yes, but this time she has amnesia. Based on everything I've heard from you so far, it's clear that Kay's arrest is entirely unfounded.
Yes, I think we're all familiar with this particular refrain of yours by now, but I'm afraid it doesn't matter either way. You don't have what it takes to secure her release anyhow.
How dare you take this so lightly as a man of the law?
My, aren't you a rude little boy? But my fuse is only so long.
Honestly speaking, I don't have the time to waste on every last question you can dream up. I have certain responsibilities to attend to, you know. I really am quite the busy man. Or are you just pretending to be busy? That's an awful thing to say to a fragile old man. I work harder than I should at my age.
Fragile old man, you're wearing a biker jacket and like your shirt is like showing off how much you actually work out. You have the chiseled abs you have chiseled chest for someone who's, what are you, 56 or something? 60s maybe?
I ask you, my boy, what could I even hope to accomplish by putting up such a pretense?
You obviously don't want to talk about the case anymore. That's why you're so keen to get out of this conversation, isn't it?
It's just so tragic, it really is. That you would suspect me of such things.
It's not a suspicion, it's a certainty. Oh my god. What was it? What did he do? And I'm sorry about that. Hi, Gary. Your favorite villain, the old man winner. He owns and ran a restaurant? Huh. That's cool. There were no clear grounds on which to base Kay's arrest for a start.
Now, my boy, let's not carry it away.
There is plenty of evidence to support our case. The mask, the letter, the corsage, these were all in her possession. And of course, her confession. More than enough to prove her guilt, I'd say. The confession was... whatever. But those are... What's the matter? Sure, we can come up with a way to explain everything away. Well, there we have it. Your silence speaks volumes. It's true, I can't counter your argument right now, but you did let something valuable slip. A suspiciously detailed knowledge of the evidence against Kay. What specifically did he mention? The mask, the letter, the corsage, these were all in her possession. What's the weird part there? What's the weird one of this? The mask, maybe? Because that doesn't make sense why he would know about that. He rattled off that list like he knew it inside out. I think that might prove to be a valuable clue. Who gave the order? Who decided that Kay should be arrested?
You know, I can't seem to remember.
Don't ever get old, Miles, my boy. It wreaks havoc on the memory. I have ADHD. It already wreaks havoc on my memory. Who are you again? Time to deploy my clue. I'd appreciate it if you stopped playing the old man card. You remember the detail of the evidence against Kay pretty clearly. Perhaps your memory didn't fail you only when it was convenient. I'd be more inclined to believe you. So let me ask you again, who gave the order for Kay's arrest? Oh, a sharp one, I'll give you that. My son could learn a thing or two from you. Yeah, he could learn everything from me. If he wasn't such an incurable numbskull, that is. It's a tragedy, really. Then why do you let him... Again, this is just obvious corruption at the point where you know your son's an idiot, but you're putting him up as the star prosecutor prodigy when you are openly admitting to his foolishness. I don't want to hear about your son. I want to know who authorized the arrest.
You're very mean. You know that, don't you?
The arrest, you say? I believe the order was given by... Shit, I don't remember who was it. Was it him or Judge Gavelle? Come now, Chairman Winner. We both know it was you. Okay. Alright, you got me. You make it sound like it was somehow a bad thing, though. But I have a reputation to uphold, so I guess I'd better clear up this little misunderstanding. I'll entertain your question for a few more minutes, and see if I can't put your mind at ease. The key thing to do now is to establish how intimately he knows the details. So to ask the right questions. The end game is at hand. We're but a few moves away from the truth. You seem to know the case in quite some detail. I know about lots of things, my boy. I'm just smart like that.
Too bad the same can't be said about the way you handled Kay's arrest. I've got your... Oh. Okay, I should have just waited. I think that was a time for me to bide my time. Should have picked my words more wisely. I'm a very busy man. Do try to remember that I can bring this little chat to an end whenever I so choose. It's only taking so long because you won't give me a straight answer to any of my questions. If only you'd stop giving me the runaround, we'd be done already. So let's try this again. You seem to know the details of the case quite intimately. Why is that? Because I read the case file. Not exactly the most thrilling use of my time, of course, but it's part of the job. To be a good role model, I can't be seen to be slacking. It can be so hard. But I had some time on my hands, so I read the whole thing from cover to cover. That's strange. I could have sworn you just told me you're a very busy man. I'd say the cracks are finally starting to show, wouldn't you? If you're so keen on being an upstanding leader, you can sort by releasing Kay, you know. You really don't give up, do you? It's a moving sight indeed, my boy. What a tragic one, too. After all, your efforts are for naught. I'm afraid your little friend was found unconscious near the scene of the crime. Wait. No, she wasn't. No, she wasn't. Absolutely no, she wasn't. We have yet to hear much about the circumstances under which Kay was found. She was lying unconscious in the storeroom, correct? That's right, although I'm not at liberty to tell you how I know that. He knows things even we didn't. In fact, he seems to be aware of every tiny detail about this case, which could be a valuable clue. The suspect, Kay Faraday. How much do you know about her exactly? I know that she's the suspect. Aside from that, not much else. Cross my heart, but it's true. Time to deploy my clue. Sorry, but the more you tell me, the less sense your story makes. For one thing, you know details that even those investigating the scene were not aware of. Why was that? Just how much do you really know, Chairman Winner? There's that intimidating face you like to make again. Well, two can play this game. How do you like me now, Not impressive. I met Blackwell. He's much more intimidating than you. And I do have to commend you on your doggedness. It really is something. I'll take that as a compliment. Take it however you like, but wrap this up, will you? I just don't have the stamina anymore. She's the culprit, the only possible suspect. Just accept that already. How much more evidence did you want us to load her down with, for goodness sake? Load her down with? Yet another interesting turn of phrase. One that makes it sound a lot like the items Kay was carrying might have been foisted upon her. Impressive. You really do pay attention, don't you? It's no wonder they used to call you a prodigy, Mr. Ex-Prosecutor. I think you know the answer to your own question by now. Why didn't you just go ahead and say it? I want to hear it from you. It's finally time to shed light on the truth. All that's left is play one last move. Kay is innocent. No, my boy, that's just clumsy. Anyone can blurt out a baseless accusation like that, even a disgraced superstar prosecutor. Kay was framed. The true culprit set it all up so she would take the fall instead. That is my answer, and I won't let you deny it any longer. Oh, good, we finally... Aww. You know what, I'm sure we'll catch his whole head on fire later. I'm sure we'll burn him down to a crisp and see just how god he really is. My, you really are a sharp one. It's a bit of a shame you chose to hand in your badge. I admit it, you're right on all accounts. And that's checkmate. Too bad we don't have the power to do anything about this.
No one's here to see this.
You knew Kay wasn't the real murderer, and yet you still had her arrested. What's worse, you thought you could get away with it. Well, you won't. Not if I can help it. There you go with that naivete again, my boy. I guess that was always your problem. With the girl arrested and the conviction secure, this whole mess goes away. And that's what will happen. But whose interest does a conclusion like that serve? The committee's, I suppose. And mine. You know, listening to you just now, it really got the tears flowing, I have to say. It was poignant and heartfelt and sincere and utterly infuriating. Look, I'm not perfect, I know that. But your lack of sophistication in these matters is beyond the pale. You insist that the truth is more important than anything else. Would you say the same if you knew what the real value of the truth is? What are you trying to say? When you get to my level, you don't uncover the truth, you make it, little by little. Kay Faraday, murderer. That's the truth I created. Yes, my boy, that's what I like to see. You're so sincere sometimes, it's painful. It just makes me want to put you in your place. Knowing the real truth will get you nowhere, because that's how much it's worth. Nothing. Shocking, I know. But why not go after the real killer? How much do you even know about what really happened? You're still not getting it. That's your truth. And it is worthless. Mine is all that matters. You understand what I'm saying, don't you, Mr. Ex-Prosecutor? I have all the power here. Curse you. But aren't you menacing? You and your little friend are just as bad as each other. Violent criminals who deserve to be locked up. You'll pay for this. And with that, yet another person disappears from my life. Oh, it just makes me want to cry, and cry, and cry.
So, what are we gonna do with this information? We're kind of fucked. We're kind of in a position where we...
Not planning to disappear just yet, Chairman Winner. There's still the hearing later today. Just you wait. One way or another, all proves Kay is innocent to the world then.
His 28 he's got way too many. Fucking what? Hey, look, it's a lot of heart. And why is Kay Faraday here? And Eustace Winter, you fool of a son. Judge Cavell, you're the only interesting person on this bench besides, I guess, technically Eustace Winter. Everyone else is very, standard. What, how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 24, 25, 26, 27 prosecutor. Damn it, you're right. There's one in his lapel. Alright, fine. You win. There's 28 of them.
10 members, over a majority, are present. I hereby call this hearing to order. We are gathered here today to assess the professional competency of Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth.
And now you just lost the game.
Here, in the sight of the goddess, we do solemnly swear to pass fair and frank judgment. Fair and frank? Don't make me laugh. Verity, if you were so kind as to summarize the case against Mr. Edgeworth.
Verity, I hope to God you're on my side, and everyone else.
On April 5th, despite having been advised of the illegality of an investigation he was conducting, the accused refused to desist, and eventually had to be detained by myself and Chairman Winter. His actions compromised the investigation into the murder of a certain defense attorney. And despite having been presented with copious evidence of her guilt... Wait. Despite having been presented with... He continues to insist that the suspect, 1K Faraday, is innocent of all charges.
Isn't the dead lady one of you guys, a committee member?
Perhaps you could explain the details of the murder to us as well. Of course. On the morning of the 5th, the body of the victim was found here in the committee chamber. Further explanation will be provided by...
Me, Eustace Winter, Premier Prosecutor.
The floor is yours, Mr. Winter.
The murder itself happened late on the night of the 4th. The victim was Miss Rosie Ringer. On the same night, an illicit auction was being held here in this very room. I wonder if we can recognize any of these people. The answer is probably no. That's true. Ringer took part in that auction, I think. Yeah. Meaning that the murder took place sometime during the auction. When she was found, Ringer was dressed in an outfit that matched the description of the auctioneers. However, due to the fact the auction carried on after the murder had occurred, I deduced that Ringer was not, in fact, the auctioneer. I think he had too much of a beard to be Grossberg. You deduced nothing of the sort. And what about the base on which the suspect was detained, Mr. Winter? Yeah, I got this. So Faraday was overcome by, a crushing remorse, Eustace. Yeah, that. Tons of crushing remorse. So she confessed. According to her confession, she was on the roof of the building when she encountered a person in a red raincoat on the viewing platform. And that person was Miss Ringer, I take it. Precisely, Mr. Chairman. The killer dressed the victim in the auctioneer's outfit after the fact. But at the time when she was killed, Miss Ringer was wearing a red raincoat. And who won the race to find that raincoat nearby? Me! That's who! Did you? I thought it was somebody from forensics. Strictly speaking, it was found by one of the forensic investigators under Mr. Winter's command. I knew it! And the blood analysis on the coat showed how it was indeed Miss Ringer who had worn it. And the suspect's confession was the final nail in the coffin. She confirmed having committed the murder, even though she has amnesia and does not remember it clearly. Thus, I move to motion that the witness's testimony cannot be put into court because she has amnesia and we cannot verify her memory. Wait, I'm the prosecutor. Fuck am I doing? So as you can see, Kay Faraday was the killer. There's no way anybody else could have done it. All right, Miles. I expect you have some objections. Let's get them out of the way, shall we? I have no objections, Chairman Winner. Well now, is that so? I thought it would have taken more than a single night in detention to break you. No objection in the matter of unauthorized investigation, that is. But in the matter of Miss Faraday's supposed guilt, I have plenty. I can personally attest to the fact that Mr. Winter's investigation was fair and impartial. Of course it was. When it comes to carefully conducted ops, I'm the winner every time. You know, Miles, it's within my power to offer you a plea deal of sorts if, and this is purely hypothetical of course, you were to withdraw your objections. You might wake up tomorrow to find yourself the proud owner of a seat on the committee. I'm sorry? Are you that? Okay, hold the phone. You are saying to give up my morals and to condemn my friend to prison for that chair over there of a dead lady that you probably killed? Absolutely the fuck not. You're insane. So I ask you again, do you have any objections, Mr. Edgeworth? If you think you can buy my silence, think again. $300 and you can buy my silence. A bribe and broad, 100%, like, the rest of the committee is not looking at this like, what the fuck, dude? They're just like, yeah, no, this is normal. What, are you motherfuckers just like being blackmailed into doing everything he says? What the fuck? Verity, come on! Work with me here. You will watch your mouth. Only if the chairman watches his. I didn't come here to talk about committee seats. I came here to talk about the murder case. I demand a statement under oath, and I won't rest until I have one. I want to know exactly what the committee's view on the incident is. You want to put us on trial, my boy? Very well, if it will make you happy. Verity, please provide Mr. Edgeworth with the materials pertaining to the case. Really? But, sir, this will be his last hurrah, so let's humor him with the send-off he desires. If you say so, Mr. Okay, I don't think you're evil. I think you're just stupid. I think you're just blindly loyal to this man who just tried to bribe me! Yeah, that's really funny. Evidence data received from Judge Cavell. Now let's see if she fucked with anything. You have no objections to Verity representing the committee, I assume. It doesn't seem like she's messed with anything. It's kind of hard to tell. Okay. None whatsoever. Mr. Edgeworth, don't worry, Kay. Everything will be fine. You'll see.
Miss Ringer attended the auction as potential buyer. The red raincoat was one of the items up for sale. So our assumption is that after winning and paying for it, she left the auction with her purchase. The only exit from the store room was, of course, the hatch leading up to the roof. After she and Moore emerged onto the viewing platform, that's when Miss Ringer was attacked by Miss Faraday. Why? Answer me this question. Why? Shortly thereafter, her flame went out, and thus concludes that. But also, what about the blood? There was no blood up top. To a raging river only got a cold. What's your excuse, Kay? Phoenix Wright is a monster. Phoenix Wright has the constitution of a goddamn god. The raincoat was on offer that night. Is that really true? We believe so, yes. You remember the failed assassination attempt on the president of Zhang Fa, I assume. It wasn't a real assassination. You covered it up. I told you it wasn't real. That should, of course, have remained safely under lock and key in the appropriate facility. Was that red raincoat from there? I'm trying to remember this raincoat. I guess it was. He's so unkillable. Absolutely. But our inquiries revealed that it did in fact go missing under mysterious circumstances, and wound up in the auction along with everything else. Makes sense, I suppose. Wonderful work, Verity. Just wonderful. Crystal clear as ever. I have so many problems. Okay, problem the first. What's the motive? Problem the second. Where's the evidence? Is that just your opening statement? Is that what you're doing? Where's the motive? Where's the evidence? You flatter me, sir. Now, Mr. Edgeworth, perhaps you could save us all some time and simply admit defeat. You fucking morons if you think I'm going to do that. It's good to know you saw some fight in you. Why? Come to think of it, she said some strange things when she visited this morning, too. What exactly is she up to? I hope to God. How can you see through the water in your gut? That's a good point. It's just tears. It's his own tears. Anyways, I'm hoping to God, assuming there is one in this world, that Verity Gabel knows that shit's going wrong, but wants to prove it, but wants us to prove it so that her ass isn't on the line. She wants us to do all the work. Like she has been this entire game. Gotta suggest his baby. I don't believe in that motherfucker. She hasn't smited these bitches. She ain't real. Or maybe I'm her divine instrument. Yeah, but she wasn't a god. She was just, you know, a very powerful spirit medium. Our assumption.
Hold it!
Why did she leave so soon after making her purchase? Because of the auction house rules. Winning bidders are expected to pay for their items immediately. Miss Hart told us pretty much the same thing. Miss Ringer, having paid for the raincoat, probably left immediately afterwards in accordance with the rules. Oh, it was, of course, the hatch. Why? The Ace Paladin? That is really funny. Here's the thing. Miles Edgeworth will 100% be a goddamn paladin. Absolutely. To be fair, you could also say that him and Phoenix could both be paladins, but very different kind of paladins. Where Edgeworth would be lawful good and Phoenix is chaotic good. Then again, Phoenix could also be technically more of a fighter. Oh, now, crap, now I'm thinking of Ace Attorney, but Dungeons and Dragons. Send help. Kay Faraday, rogue, obviously, duh. Rogue warlock, maybe. Possibly a rogue warlock. You don't know. Maya Fey, What would we make Maya Fey into? Cleric, maybe? No, sorcerer. Definitely sorcerer. She's not a wizard. She's not the book learning type. She's more the charisma type. Definitely sorcerer. If you're looking for a wizard, we got fuck, what was her name from Great Ace Attorney? Athena could be more, but could be like an artificer.
Phoenix is a bard. He went to school. That's true. He did go to school for acting before he became a defense attorney. He has like one level of bard. And then the rest of it is something, and the rest of it is fighter. And then he took bard, and then he went back to bard when he lost his badge. And now he's a bard fighter multi-class. Just all the way. I kind of want to make Apollo a barbarian. Just one that has a really good perception because of his cords of steel. Athena could be an artificer. She's good with that stuff. Or just a wizard, either one. What else we got? Eustace is doesn't even have a class. He's just a commoner. He thinks he's a paladin, but he's barely a warlock. God, the more I think about that, that's really funny. He thinks he's a paladin, but he's actually a warlock for dear old daddy. And he doesn't even realize it. Oh, what an idiot. What's Larry? Oh, I feel like he has to be a bard, but not like a good bard. Like this very stereotypical flirting with everything that moves kind of bard, and one who's terrible at his job. He dropped out of bard college. That's what Larry did. Larry is that yeah. I roll to seduce the dragon. Oops. 14? That's not bad. I'm not dead. What possible motive could he have had? That is exactly what we are hoping to establish in our upcoming interviews with Miss Faraday. Coercive interrogation after the fact, something you seem to specialize in. Also, okay, look, the slash at the end was not necessary. I just accidentally clicked it. You can just do this. If the murderer knew that the attendees would all be living near the hatch, the roof would have been the perfect place to lie in wait. So, as I was saying, after she'd emerged into the viewing platform, that's when Miss Ringer was attacked. I'm sorry, don't you need to establish motive before, like, when you arrest someone or, like, beforehand? Bitch.
Hold it!
Her flame went out. The flame of her life, Mr. Edgeworth. Though perhaps her flame was stolen from her is more accurate.
Objection!
But the candelabrum that extinguished her life was one of the auctions, meaning Kay had no way of getting a hold of it to begin with. Miss Faraday could not have lain in wait for the victim without knowing of the storeroom's existence. She could easily have snuck down the ladder and stolen it while the auction was underway. More apparently we knew where the candle holder was during the auction. Oh, it surely cleared the matter up, no? Well, either of you. Sadly, we don't have anything that could tell us much on that front at the moment. Forgive me, sir, this is something we are hoping to establish through further investigation. Well, isn't that a shame, Miles, my boy? It seems as I am inquiry something of a dead end then, isn't it? So the theory is that the victim and her killer met on the roof. In other words, it seems the viewing platform was the scene of the crime. But is that really the case? Well, I had evidence that clearly shows the story of what happened that night. Time to double check. Which one was it? Because we have... Let's see here, blah blah blah, items on sale. Auction continued even after the murder occurred. This is a photograph of the mysterious figure in the red raincoat. This is the blood for where it was. Traces of blood were detected inside. Here it is, the clothes box. And the elevator blood. Okay, here we go. I believe you probably want this one?
Objection!
No? Yes, everything seems out of place. Fuck you.
Unless it's supposed to be on this sentence.
Objection!
God, what do you want from me? How is this wrong? Fuck you. Do you want me to do this one? Do it here?
Objection!
Alright, we've gone into the... I'm just gonna press buttons until you give it to me.
Objection!
Alright, fuck me, I guess?
Objection!
It was the picture! God damn it, that was one of the ones I was thinking of, but I forgot to press it. Forgot to try it.
Maybe you can clear something up for me, Judge Cavell. But what is Miss Hart doing here at this hearing? She is an eyewitness. I thought it would be obvious.
Well, now, I ain't really an eyewitness, more of a ear witness, I guess.
She's not exactly the most confidence-inspiring choice to help you make your case, is she?
I like to think I choose my allies a little more carefully than you, Mr. Edgeworth.
Then you should question them more thoroughly, because there's something she hasn't told you. Take a look at this. It's a photo taken by Miss Hart.
Yes, in the storeroom, correct?
What of it? According to your theory, the murder occurred up on the roof. But according to Miss Hart's testimony, she happened to witness the entire incident unfold in the storeroom, just before she took this picture.
Oh, wait, you're saying Cavell got it
wrong? That's exactly what I'm saying.
What?
Miss Hart, if I may confirm your account of the events you witnessed that night, you saw the person in the picture, correct?
I sure did. Clear as day. And with my own two eyes to boot.
And what were your impressions at that point?
My impressions? This right here is the scoop of the century. Something like that. Yeah, that makes sense.
I was hoping more for your impressions of the person in question.
Oh, that there's a walking meal ticket?
Seriously?
That's just my little joke. I don't need to look at me like I done sat in your lunch. Old red raincoat, right? Well, I took one look and I thought, that's our perp right there.
And therein lies the rub. For Miss Hart to have thought such a thing means that the murder occurred. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth, when will you learn to use your words? If it's an explanation of the facts that you require, you need only ask, you know. What do you mean? I assume you're about to raise the issue of the voices Miss Hart heard. Voices that may be unrelated.
Objection!
Unrelated? You can do better than that.
Was one of the voices Miss Hart heard really even Miss Ringer's? You're kidding me, right? Them folks were talking crime-related turkey, and my name ain't Lotta Dang Hart.
But did you hear them clearly?
Well, can't rightly say for sure, but I can't rightly say nothing, and you know it. He was using voice changes. I done told y'all that.
Precisely. Miss Hart heard voices, but those voices were disguised, which means we cannot even be certain that whatever she did over here had anything to do with the murder.
Objection!
You're the one who fucking brought her here, you dickbag. But also, look at her hands. Same fucking blood.
You don't need to yell objection in order to sigh at me, Mr. Edgeworth. It seems I overestimated you, Judge Cavell.
Nonsense. Verity's the best of us, my boy. The very best. Really? Really? Are you sure? Are you 100% absolutely certain that she's the best? Can we fire all these people? Like, maybe Verity can stay, but we need to have a chat. Everyone else has got to go if they're worse than her.
And yet she believes that Miss Harthood might not have had anything to do with the murder. Even supposing that that's the case, it doesn't prove the murder didn't happen in the storeroom. The incident happened before the victim was able to go up to the roof. That much we can say for certain. And I can tell you why. This proves the incident happened before the victim went up to the roof.
Blood.
We initially thought the person in the red raincoat was the culprit.
Yes, because Miss Hart said as much.
Indeed, she told us about the blood she saw in this person's hand. And I doubt many people would have thought differently given her testimony. There you go, this person is the killer, then the blood we see would be from when they attacked the victim. But knowing what we know now, that this person is in fact the victim, it recontextualizes everything. The presence of the blood still shows the picture was taken after the attack. But now it tells us something very important about the victim, too. Picture tells us that the victim survived the attack. The victim was attacked in the storeroom. But here we have photographic evidence of her standing upright and alive, albeit with a bloody hand. This can only mean that Miss Ringer survived the first attack. Blood on her hands from the wound she had sustained.
What are you talking about? It dies from a hand wound.
The wound wasn't on her hand, Mr. Winner. I imagine she used her hand to try and staunch a wound. That's right. It wasn't possible to tell from this angle the victim was already mortally wounded here. Well, that certainly would change things, wouldn't it? It very much would. Not least by making it absurd to suggest that Kay was the attacker. Her encounter with the victim happened after this picture had been taken.
Do the Samurai Pizza Cats have any relation to Steel Samurai? I hope so. The Steel Samurai Pizza Cats. I can see it now. So much crossover potential. After that, and was in critical condition. I put it to you that all Quay witnessed was the victim finally succumbing to her wounds. That would have been quite the coincidence. It's a textbook case of wrong place, wrong time, I'd say. You seem to be forgetting a rather important fact, Mr. Edgeworth. Well, that's while tending to not remember it. What fact am I forgetting? I think it's time to wrap things up, don't you, Verity? Put the boy out of his misery. Dad, Cavell works for me. Why do you keep giving her orders? That's my job.
You really are total and utter embarrassment.
I'm not.
I hate to break it to you, but you both are.
Go to it, Cavell. Put Edgeworth out of
his misery.
As you wish. I can't wait until I arrest all of you.
Miss Ringer's body was found with 3 wounds in its chest, and we all know what those wounds are from, don't we? That's right, they were from when she was stabbed in the chest by a 3-armed candelabrum. She also had a head wound. No, the head injury was post-mortem. Are we sure about that? Are we sure about that? Are we sure that the head injury was post-mortem? I doubt anybody could survive such grave wounds. If you care to read the coroner's report, I'm sure you would change your tune.
Nicely done, Cavell. Now, Edgeworth will have to
make several objections. Yes, I'm afraid I will. Such a shame, really.
Preliminary findings. Cause of death. On the left side of the chest, victim also suffered a head injury post-mortem. Prominent burn mark on back of victim's right hand. What? Why? Aren't you listening?
Oh, I was listening. Very carefully, in fact, hence my objections.
Come on, why do you always have to undermine me?
That's never my intention, I assure you.
It isn't?
Because you do it so well to yourself every single time already.
Oh, of course it isn't. Yeah, I knew that. Because I'm...
Please, Eustace, just stop, for goodness sake. You've already embarrassed me enough.
Huh? What do you mean, Dad?
What a rude father.
You don't deserve to be a dad.
Hold it!
Cause of death is set of 3 puncture wounds on the left side of the chest inflicted by a candle holder. Well done for reading, Mr. Edgeworth. That report forms the basis of my own conclusions. In other words, if I disprove what it says, I disprove your conclusions too. You have the strangest sense of humor, but I wouldn't mind seeing you try. However, before you do, I would advise you—
Wait. Hold on, that doesn't make sense. I just thought about something. It doesn't make any sense. If she died wearing the raincoat, why does the raincoat not have the puncture wounds? Why does this outfit have the puncture wounds and not the raincoat? That's the big question here, isn't it?
After all, I am not interested in your opinions, only in solidly grounded deductions. Very well, then you shall have my deductions. Mr. Edgeworth, don't worry, Kay. Everything will be alright. I need to find something to prove that the victim was still alive and breathing immediately after the attack. If I can't, Kay's fate will be sealed.
But isn't...
Let me think.
I'm thinking. Hold on. Hold on, hold on, hold on. I'm looking, I'm thinking.
Objection!
I tried. Alright, God damn it. I wish that Ace Attorney was smart enough of a game to have different pieces of logic be able to have the same conclusion.
Objection!
There it is. Okay, I was right about the piece of evidence. I just needed to put it on the right spot. Chairman Winner, you know what this is, of course. The red raincoat. That's right, isn't it, Verity? Yes, sir. The one Miss Ringer was wearing. I warn you, Mr. Edgeworth, you will not be thanked for retreading old ground here. Well, I'm afraid I might have to regardless. Now then, if you'll answer me this, Judge Cavell, you told us that the victim's bloodstains were found on the coat. But do you remember where exactly they were found? Of course. They were found on the hood and... No! What's the matter, Verity? The hood and... Was blood found anywhere else on the raincoat? No, it was not. Doesn't that strike you as odd? The victim died of stab wounds to the chest. Wouldn't that lead one to expect to find bloodstains in that area? And yet there was blood only on the hood. It's a glaring contradiction if I ever saw one. And also, there are no holes in the coat. But, you know, I guess that one's fine. We can ignore that part. The head wound the victim suffered wasn't just some incidental injury. It was inflicted before the stab wounds to her chest. Perhaps you are correct. Perhaps the victim did sustain the head injury first. And as you said, if she had been stabbed first, there should be blood in the chest area of the raincoat. Therefore, Miss Ringer could not have been stabbed before the head injury had been inflicted on her. But even if we concede this point, that the head injury came before the chest wound, what difference would it make? How does it change our understanding of the case? Everything! Because she was attacked in the storeroom, not on the roof. I say it changes things a great deal. In fact, it raises an even more fundamental contradiction. That is quite a bold claim, Mr. Edgeworth. I have to admit, you have me intrigued. Perhaps you could show us this fundamental contradiction with some evidence. Contradiction in the order of injuries revealed. The coroner's report, obviously. Because that's fucking weird. This is Dr. Hurt's preliminary findings, according to which the victim suffered a head injury post-mortem. What the order suggested by the bloodstains on the raincoat is exactly the opposite, yes. Bailiff! This court hereby subpoena Dr. Hilda Hertz, the committee chamber, with all due haste. Until she testifies, this case cannot be brought to a close. Oh, yes, Your Honor, I'll go fetch her once. Unfortunately, Dr. Hertz is a very busy woman. I doubt she'll be able to come immediately. In the meantime, there is another important angle I would like to explore. Frankly, something has been bothering me about the person at the heart of this case. The so-called ringleader. Who exactly are they? Looks to Chairman Winner. What up, bitch? What up, bitch? I bet you did it. Yeah, good point. We never looked into that, huh? Despite having been mentioned repeatedly in this hearing, we still don't know even the most basic facts that might help us uncover their identity. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, do you have any thoughts on the matter? Let me think. We've seen nothing that might serve as clear evidence of the auctioneer's identity as of yet, but there is someone involved with the case that I can name. And I expect that at the very least, they might be able to point us in the right direction. And that's... Chairman Winner! I demand that you testify as to what you know. What? Are you crazy? How did you accuse my dad? You would cast doubt on the integrity of the chairman of the committee. Oh, very much so. Constantly, over and over again. Have you seen his son? Do you understand the implications of such an act? I don't care who or what he is, we're talking about the truth here. And about a man who seems dead set on framing Kay at all cost. The mask, corsage, ticket stub, and everything else, the items Kay was carrying when she was found. They were deliberately placed in her possession somehow by Chairman Winner himself. A shocking accusation, and one I find hard to believe. But for the sake of completeness, I must ask, why would he do such a thing? To cast suspicion on Kay, of course. Why else? I haven't managed to get him to say something to that effect.
Chairman Winner, your rebuttal, please.
Of course he's gonna deny it.
I think the good chairman might be in shock. So what if I did?
Okay, hold on. Pause. Pause. Taking a pause. Are you straight up admitting to corruption and falsifying evidence here? In front of the entire committee?
Did you hear me, dear boy? I said, so what if I did? You say you want me to admit as much, but where's your proof?
Okay. He's not as stupid as I thought. That would have been fucking wild. That would have been wild. Would have been an insane move on his part.
With no witnesses to speak of, your word alone is hardly enough to make an accusation like that stick.
Please tell me I don't have anything that could have been recorded. Wait, please, for the love of all that is good, please tell me this is secretly a camera device. Or a microphone or something. Come on, Kay, please tell me you have a little bit of a spy gadget here in this pin. I beg you.
Or do you mean to tell us that you have something more to base your outburst on? So as the arrogance you showed back at the detention center, and yet... Mr. Edgeworth, I'm going to have to ask you to explain yourself. If that's all right, Mr. Chairman.
Not at all.
I'll be very interested to hear this for myself. I'm intrigued to learn where Miles might have gotten the idea that I'm some sort of criminal. Because you'll never find a more fine and upstanding citizen than myself. He has a lot of nerve acting all innocent like that. Very well, let's start at the very beginning. The fact that the auction took place right here in this hallowed trial chamber is a point of suspicion. A location that should, by rights, only be accessible to members of the committee.
Yeah, they all have key cards to the room after all.
Furthermore, these auctions can be held on a somewhat regular basis. And for that to be possible,
there can be only one winning explanation.
That's right, Mr. Winner. The auctioneer is a member of the committee.
What? No!
What on earth is wrong now?
What do I do, Dad? I played right into his hands!
You did indeed, you utter nitwit. But Miles, my boy, you do realize you've cast quite the wide net with your explanation. It's true. There are 11 members of the committee altogether. 10, given Miss Ringer's unfortunate passing. 10 potential suspects in total.
Well, it certainly wasn't me. And it can't be the chairman, can it? It can't be the chairman. Can it? Everyone stare at the chairman and just accuse him. It'll be fine.
Whoever it is, speak up right now. Calm down, all of you, please. Well, Miles, is that all the proof you've got against me? You're very quiet all of a sudden, but it's too late to back out now. You accuse a former chief prosecutor and current committee chairman of a crime. I would tell you to prepare for the worst. But there's no preparing for what you're about to face.
Oh, good. He's gonna talk to us directly.
You've been forcing us to argue over every little detail for a while now. Where the murder happened, the order of the victim's injuries, some other things I hardly even remember. But you needn't have bothered, my boy, because it's all irrelevant in the end. Think about it. The suspect herself has already said that she did it. That's all that matters at the end of the day, and her sentence will be lighter for it, so rejoice!
Her memory is fuzzy at best. You bitch motherfucker.
I'm gonna beat your ass. And there you have it. Feel free to pick holes in it as you see fit. When that was barely a testimony to begin with.
That man, he's a very powerful person, isn't he? It's okay, Mr. Edgeworth. Please, just let it go. I did it, I'm the murderer. I even remember doing it.
You saw a flash of something half-remembered, Kay, and nothing more. If you must believe in something, believe me when I say you should believe in your own innocence instead.
But
I'm up against the head of the committee here. This isn't going to be easy, but he seems to think he's already won. Perhaps I can use that against him.
If he's just wearing a skin-tight suit, either he's wearing a skin-tight suit over his abs, or he's doing what the president of Zhang Fa does, and he's somehow has a really good, like, constant flex going. Blah, 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 skip over this. Blah, 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 skip over this, unimportant. This. I think this is the important bit.
Just because she confessed to something doesn't make it the truth. Kay is suffering from some amnesia, so any statement she makes should be taken with at least a grain of salt.
Objection!
Even so, it doesn't exactly solve anything for us, does it, dear boy? It would be nonsensical to dismiss her confession outright. I tell you what, why don't we ask her one last time, though I'm sure she'll just say she did it again. Fine, let's do it. Let's ask her again. We'll see if she really believes herself to be the culprit. Huh? You mean me? Is this really what you want, Mr. Edgeworth? If it goes badly, it could significantly weaken your position. I know, but there's no other way. I only request that I be the one to question her. You really know how to tug at an old man's heartstrings, you know? But fine, ask away. On one condition. If this turns out to be a waste of time, that's it. What are you burning? Stop burning important documents. We'll call the proceeding to an end, then and there. Agreed. Call the proceedings to an end? You mean the hearing? Yes, dear boy, that's right. But you want a complete muddlehead after all. Now, just so we're clear, if we ask again and all that happened to the girl confirms her guilt, she is officially declared guilty on the spot. Yes, that sounds like a great plan, if I do say so myself. That's it. You just declare her guilty, just like that. You don't have that authority. That's the gist. You're the Committee of Prosecutorial Excellence. You ain't a goddamn judge. You ain't chief prosecutor. You ain't shit. I'm gonna beat your ass. It's a big risk, but he's going to find a way to condemn her either way if we don't do something. Okay. Yes? I know it's a lot to ask, but I need you to think. Do you remember anything else about what happened on the day of the murder? Anything that might help us prove your innocence? Why? Are you still fighting it, Mr. Edgeworth? It's no use. I can't be of help to you. I'm sorry. Show her the pen. I'm too scared to try and remember anymore. What if I remember something even worse? And if I did, I'd just be making more trouble for you. Please, just accept it. The Kay you thought you knew is a dangerous criminal. A criminal who let you down and betrayed your trust. Don't worry, Kay. You have nothing to be afraid of. I may not have known you for very long, but I know you well enough. And right now, I'd say I know you better than you know yourself. You would never commit a murder. You could never, because this is who you really are.
Take that!
You're the great thief Yotagarossu, a noble outlaw who would never stoop so low as to kill. I can't do it. I'm sorry, because all I can see is the one memory that's returned. I have to face it. No, the only evidence of your guilt is the confession they forced out of you. As I said earlier, you have to believe that you're better than that. Or are you saying you don't believe a word of what I've been telling you? No, it's not that. You're trying so hard to help me. And you're risking so much for me. It's too much. You have to stop. I'm begging you. Ah, so that's what's going on. I thought it was strange, but now I see. The reason you're allowing yourself to be railroaded into accepting your fate is because of me, isn't it? Which is exactly what the Kay I know would have done. You're a good person, Mr. Edgeworth. Sorry to burst your bubble, but I'm not. And I don't plan on becoming one anytime soon. Because despite all your wishes to the contrary, I'm still trying to help you. So you see, I've merely been servicing my own ego, regardless of what I put you through. Now, let's try this again. See the good in yourself, Kay. Remember the noble thief you truly are. That memory of you committing the murder. You need to question it with all you have. That's all I ask. So please, do it for me. Kay! What's wrong? Did you remember something? Oh, it'd be like some cliche movie plot if she did. A cow? Hold on. I'm pretty sure she's talking about this. But either way... A cow? Mr. Edgeworth, if you could perhaps ask her for a few more details. Well, okay. What can you tell us about this cow? I remember now. The person in the red raincoat. She had it in her hand.
A stuffed cow! I can see it so clearly now. Are you sure, Miss Faraday? Are you absolutely certain? Yes, I'm sure. Then this court acknowledges the defendant's latest statements as new testimony. Have you lost your mind, Verity? We can't accept testimony like this. With all due respect, Mr. Chairman, information pertaining to the victim and her possessions is a new and highly relevant evidence. Need I remind you of the adult state of her memory? No, this will be... Okay, now you're talking about how her memory is unreliable, when you were the one going off that, oh, she confessed in regard to killing her herself. Oh, now you want to say that her memory is unreliable. Fucking bitch, I'm gonna beat you to the blue and black. Adult, but if we claim her memory is unreliable now, then our own argument is weakened, sir. You said yourself only a few minutes ago that thanks to the suspect's confession, we need not worry ourselves over the final details, did you not? Were we to call the validity of her memories into question, why, then we must also call into question the confession on which our entire argument is based. Is that really the most advisable course of action? Yes, you're right. Proceed as you see fit. Okay, Verity, I'm gonna trust in you. I'm gonna trust in you, bitch, that you're on our side. Okay? I'm gonna believe in you. For now. You and I, we're fighting the same fight. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We're still in the game, but only by the skin of our teeth. And only thanks to Judge Gavel's intervention. Also, I could have fucking said it. It's almost as if she was on our side for a second. Edward's calling out, she's with us. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, the stuffed animal, I believe the cow in question is this thing here, Your Honor. We found it in the storeroom and believe it is yet another auction lot. Oh good, now we can finally take... Wait, that's... Do you know something, Gavel? No, It's just not what I imagined. I suppose it is a rather odd thing for the victim to have been carrying. I should look it over carefully. This is from the president of Zhang Fa's... Hello? Case, what is this? The left horn is missing. This hole. It looks like that's where the horn would have gone. But that doesn't look like stuffing in there. So, what is it? Let's take a look at the rest of this toy and see what else we can find. Where can I pull a lever to activate this thing? What if we open this? The right horn seems intact, but I can't say it's doing much for the overall symmetry of the stuffed toy. Look, Mr. Edgeworth, it moves! It does? It sounds like sand being crushed? It would seem there's a recording device hidden inside. Ha-ha! I knew it was you the moment I laid eyes on you. You can't hide that burn from me. Nothing to say for yourself. I've waited so long for this day, and now I'll finally have my revenge. Could this be the moment of the murder? And someone made a recording of it. But okay, one of the people recorded has a prominent burn. Hey, that's them right there. Prominent burn on the right hand. Him's the voice I heard, sure as eggs and eggs. Unfortunately, we have no way of verifying when these voices were recorded. It's possible they have nothing to do with the murder. Only there was some accompanying video footage. You got bugs in your ears or something, lady? I done told ya, them's the voices I heard. And we already know the victim was holding that thing, right? So it's gotta be from when she got. Yes, it is a possibility. But a weak one without more than your word to back it up. We need something more, something credible. Yet again, she seems to be stepping in to help. Judge Gavel, I think we all know the voices are from the moment of the murder. Consider for a moment the words we heard one of the speakers say. I knew it was you the moment I laid eyes on you. You can't hide that burn from me. I believe we have something that could explain what those words are referring to, and how it's all related.
Take that!
The coroner's preliminary findings. How do they prove anything? Prominent burn mark. I'm just gonna go,
Take that!
Think again on the words we heard, and this part in particular sticks out in my mind. You can't hide that burn from me. The victim had a prominent burn mark on the back of her right hand.
And what of it? According to case testimony, the victim was carrying the stuffed cow toy.
Surprise,
And a
motherfucker.
burn mark, an identifying mark unique to the victim, was mentioned on the recording it captured. Hello, Delphi. Hello, hello, how are you doing?
My friends are my power.
Now, my power is logic. It's just a coincidence. Stuff like that happens all the time, right? Did you just overrule Eustace? I'm not so sure that it does, especially not in this case. The court accepts that the recording may be from the time of the murder, in which case one of the two voices must belong to the real culprit. And based on the content of the conversation, it seems likely it's the one we hear the most. That still doesn't tell us anything about the killer's true identity. Due to the voice changes, correct. Unfortunate but unavoidable. One thing, however, has become clear. We are now able to say that the voices Miss Hart heard were those of Miss Ringer and her killer. Just like I done told you they was! You have a working PC? Hell yeah! Love to hear it. Good for you. We can say something else now, too. Then let's hear it. That is, if you don't mind, Mr. Chairman. Do as you wish. According to Miss Hart, just before the murder occurred, two people came up to the storeroom from the committee chamber on the elevator. The ringleader and one of the auction attendees. It seems this was the point at which money exchange happened. The murder happened immediately afterward, and the auction carried on after that, all of which points to one key fact. It means that the auctioneer was the one who killed, was the killer. The ringleader was the murderer, or the victim, one of these two. Here's the thing. I actually think that she was in fact the ringleader. And the person who collapsed on the roof might not have been her, was not her. I'm gonna save right here because I think my theory sounds crazy, but it sounds possible. There's two possibilities here, because Kay remembers that, and she also remembers someone in a red coat coming up and pushing her. I think that the ringleader... You sure about that, Brainiac? Auction carried right on after the deed got did. Okay, look. I said that it was a possibility and I wanted to test it out. Because here's the thing, 100% would not surprise me if Ace Attorney done that. It done that before. It has done such a thing before where it's like, this thing, but we already ruled that that wasn't possible. Ah, but that was before we learned these things. Since the ringleader was the auction's sole auctioneer, then it follows that they cannot be the victim. Hey, Cavell, not right now, Eustace. There's a good boy. And if they weren't the victim, they can only have been the killer. A compelling argument, but hardly conclusive. I'm fully aware of that, Your Honor. I was merely warming up for the main event. He's getting nervous. There were certain traces left on the scene that seemed to suggest that the ringleader was the killer. And then please hurry up and show us. What is something that was placed on the scene that points to the ringleader as having been the killer? Something that was placed on the scene? The
Take that!
Nope, not that one. I don't get it. If the ringleader was the killer, there's something they would have wanted to hide. Okay. I'm trying to remember what we need. Let me see. That was placed on the scene that points to the ringleader. We have this mask. We have this letter. Ticket stub, key card. A lot of things? I feel like there's a lot of things that we could say.
Take that!
Okay, I thought maybe... I'll try the coroner's findings again because of what she's wearing.
Take that!
Okay, what was placed on the scene? We have the Jammin' Ninja mask, the letter that
Kay was holding. Her ticket stub, the flower, the pamphlet, Kay's recollections, the key card, the candelabrum. What is something that was placed on the scene that points to the ringleader? The victim's letter, the key card record, heart statement, the... At the scene? Oh, that's true. Let's see. I don't think anything has that, though. Nothing says at the scene. I'm going to choose this.
Take that!
Nope. Oh, whoops. I loaded the wrong thing. I don't think anything describes being at the scene. I just need to remember what was there. Because the box technically was at the scene. It was pretty close.
Overruled.
Okay. This one?
Take that!
Did I already try this one? I think I did. Or actually, no, considering where they were probably standing, maybe
Take
this.
that!
The killer deliberately left a large pool of blood at the foot of the Goddess of Justice statue. It was due to that blood that we originally thought the murder had happened in this chamber, but it was simply a ruse designed to cover up the blood that had dripped down from the storeroom, in order to conceal the existence of the underground auction, correct? Correct. If the culprit had nothing to do with the auction, they would have had no reason to cover up that blood, which further supports the theory that the ringleader and the killer were one and the same. And as to the identity of the ringleader, do you have anyone you'd like to name? The auction is always held in this committee chamber, with its storeroom located just overhead. So at the very least, we know the murderous ringleader has some connection to the committee. Yes. And you suspect me, correct? As the committee's most powerful member, that should hardly be a surprise, right? You're a fine prosecutor, that much I'll give you. But as I think I may have mentioned already, you're also hopelessly naive. You've got nothing, dear boy, have you? No evidence whatsoever. Unless you've got something to share after all. Do I have any evidence that shows that Chairman Winner is the murderer? No. Unfortunately not. It was Chairman Winner himself who brought up the fact that I suspected him, and he seemed confident right from the get-go that he's untouchable. Which means he knows I have nothing. Well, Miles, my boy, time to pay the piper. I've always wanted to say that. Verity is all yours. Oh, wait, dang it! I just remembered something. Huh? Did you have amnesia too? No, it just don't come to me. I have some inspiration, you know how it is. Very well. Say your piece.
Objection!
What are you doing, Verity? Mr. Edgeworth has made it clear that he won't give up until every last lick of hope has been extinguished. So extinguish we must, unless you try to drag us through this excruciating process again in the future. I love how she knows how to control him so expertly at this point. Yeah, what she said. I don't quite get it, but it sounded pretty cool. Don't worry, Dad. I'll Cavell bring this to a winning finish. We'll show them how wrong they are. Fine. Let's hear what the witness has to say.
You heard the chairman, Miss Hart, if you would be so kind. Well, all right then. Here goes nothing. The facts, Miss Hart, and nothing but the facts, please. Don't you worry your pretty little head on that front. I'm a journalist. Choose my middle name. Color me officially worried. So the ringleader's the killer, right? Which makes the victim one of them auction goers. Thing is, that don't add up. I counted 11 people coming down that hatch, see? Then the murder happened, and then the auction started back up again. Now, I had me a look back downstairs right after that. No. And once you know it, there were 11 little duckies all lined up in a row again. Oh! And you're sure of this, Miss Hart? Sure as she can be, your gavel ship. So with my own two peepers. So, 11 before the murder. No, 11 before the murder, and 11 again right after means... Wait, that's a thingy! A contradiction, Eustace. I do try to keep up. Miss Hart, did nothing really change at all? I done told you already, they carried right on again like nothing even happened. Oh, except for, it wasn't nothing much, but what is it? That little old mallet doodad. Can't have yourself an auction with that one. Kinda like the one Missy over there's got, but different. You know, the one that sounds like this? That one? The auctioneer's hammer. That's the bunny. I done heard that thing banging and clanging right the way through, then none. Just like that. So the noise of the hammer stopped midway through. Could it have something to do with the murder? Fascinating. If what Miss Hart is telling us is true, we have something of a problem. Namely, that the victim is neither the auctioneer nor one of the attendees. Your entire theory cannot stand, Mr. Edgeworth. Chalk one up for justice. Eat that, Edgeworth. See, Mr. Edgeworth, there really was nothing we could do. No, there must be something we're overlooking. Something we still don't have an explanation for. I just need to think. If I can't, Caius... Alright, kids, do we finally have all our answers now? If so, then I expect you to make good on... Hold it! Hold it. Oh, very? One moment, sir. I'm not even calling her Gavel anymore. I worry that it might still be a little early to pass judgment. After all, we have one more matter yet to resolve. And until we do, we cannot claim complete and total victory over Mr. Edgeworth. Is that not so, Mr. Edgeworth? Frankly, I expected you to have raised your voice by now. A loud hold it, perhaps? Oh, yes, of course. And once again, she has rescued us from the jaws of defeat. Very well. Now to get this over with, shall we? What is this one matter that still remains? Why, the contradiction in the coroner's report, sir. Let's... I'm back with the witnesses, Your Honor. What's this all about? Why'd you call us back down here? Did somebody suddenly fall ill? I'll have a compression ready in 2 shakes of it. Ow. Oh, this better be good. Did somebody else drop dead? Well, they might soon wish they had. Dr. Hertz, Miss Needler, thank you for coming on such short notice. Let me assure you, this won't take long. Quit trying to butter me up and cut to the chase, will you? Of course. We summoned you here to confirm something. What is Judge Gavel up to? Dr. Hertz, this court asks that you provide the unabridged truth regarding the following. Do you stand by your preliminary findings? Can you vouch for the complete and total accuracy? Grandma doesn't make mistakes, ever! That's strange. Huh? What do you mean? In the course of this trial, an error was indeed found in her report. And so I ask again for the truth, Dr. Hertz. Did you alter, tamper with, or in any way falsify your findings? That's awful! How can you even say that? What are you asking me for? Why the heck would I want to do that? To help the true culprit, of course. As if I know anything about all that. I just know I didn't do anything of the sort. Although that seems doubly strange. What other explanation could there be for the discrepancy in your report? Mr. Edgeworth, I wonder if you might have any thoughts on the matter. It's not like you to be coy, I must say. Why does she keep taking charge and helping me? I still don't know what she's trying to do, but I'll happily take what I can get. If everything was recorded accurately and then handed off to Mr. Winner according to protocol, then the report shouldn't contain any mistakes. Hold on! Hold on! You just mentioned something very important. Very important. If it was handed off to Winner without any mistakes, And he was the first person to get his hands on it. He was the first person to get his hands on it. What can I say? Oh, wait. For the record, I didn't do anything to report. I guess we'll see, won't we? Oh, you, Mr. Winter. I'm thinking of your dad, Mr. Winter. Dr. Hertz, perhaps we could give in with your side of the story. Why do we even need to? This is pointless. I'll be the judge of what's pointless. Thank you very much. We have patients waiting back at the hospital. But, Grandma, ow! We really don't have time for this. Won't you please help us? I can't stress how important this is. Grandma says she'll testify, but could you please make it quick? If we're not back soon, people will suffer. And yet, you had no qualms about taking your time and buying cotton candy the last time we saw you. We'll let you go as soon as we can, I promise. Assuming you tell us the truth, that is. No way there's a mistake in Grandma's report. Not ever. I've been dealing with the dead longer than you've been alive, son of Jim. Me writing something wrong is about as likely as ow. Hey, what the heck do you think I'd stand to gain by doctoring a file? Don't make a lick of sense. And that's all she has to say. Nothing funky here. See? It's just as I thought. There's no chance the good doctor doctored her findings. Except, here's the thing. Edgeworth and Gavel are 100% being incredibly vague about the discrepancy. We are very purposely not pointing it out. Specifically. Because we want her to see what she'll say. And you swear by the holy gods that this testimony is true. Of course! Grimace never told a lie in her... Your opinions are not necessary, Nurse Needler. Your grandmother is the subject of this inquiry, not you. Not necessary? That's not fair. I'm the only ally poor Grandma has. Go ahead and shout objection left and right, but you best be prepared then, Mr. Ex-Prosecutor. Oh, I'm more than prepared. I'm ready to expose the truth behind the error in the report. Dealing with the dead longer than you've been alive. Me writing something wrong just about as likely as out. Okay.
Hold it!
There's something weird happening here. The victim appears to have put this raincoat on after sustaining the head injury, and yet there is not a single drop of her blood in the chest area of the raincoat. Therefore, she must have been hit in the head before she was stabbed in the chest, making it pre-mortem. Oh, that's... Ow! I don't need you to teach me how to suck eggs, young man. My dang report already says what you just said, don't it? I knew it! I knew it! I knew it! Fuck! Ow! I hit myself with the gavel. In the leg. Because I'm just so excited. I fucking called it! I knew it! She didn't doctor shit! Someone else did.
Objection!
Your report states that the head injury appears to have been sustained post-mortem, which is the exact opposite of what I just said. Oh. Sure. I diligently dictated that report to Florence here, and she wrote it all down just like I said. Something happened to it after that were nothing to do with me. You dictated it. If you could please tell me more. I diligently dictated that report to Florence. Anything after that? Most likely just suck it. Just so we're all on the same page, what were your conclusions regarding the body? Well, like I said, sorry, it was, a death from a good hard knock to the noggin. And wait, hold on! Yes! Yes! The candelabrum wasn't the murder weapon! It wasn't! And there's no way that her granddaughter would have messed it up to that degree. This entire autopsy report is fake. This entire thing is wrong. Can you say for certain when that knock happened? Pre-mortem, of course. Chest wound happened as the poor girl died. I know Florence down, she wrote it right down, so that's what it says in my dang report. And maybe what you told her, but I think we're finally getting to the truth.
Objection!
Read the report. Who doctored this? Who falsified this? Dr. Hertz, I'd like to take a look at the report for yourself. Oh, I'll read it to you. Ow! That ain't what I said. That ain't what I said at all. We literally just confirmed that. We confirmed this. We just talked about... Don't repeat this. We just did this. We just said that... I don't know. But I can't say that. Miss Needler, if you are attempting to bury Dr. Hurst's truth, I will gladly hear her confession myself on behalf of the Goddess of Justice. Dr. Hurst seemed to be telling Judge Cavell something in private. What? I see. Very well. Allow me to relate to everyone what you have just told me. Ain't no doubt about what I said. I dictated my findings to Florence just like I told you I did. The fuddle-headed young thing must have wrote it down wrong or something. Wow, that was a great impression. Yes, but was it really necessary? So in summary, there is an error in the report, and it is all because of you, Miss Needler. The true facts have now been shown to be that the head injury occurred prior to the chest wound. Oh, well, hello, Maya. I'm hydrating and postured. Hello, how are you this fine evening? The question now, Miss Needler, is why did you introduce such an error? Just a minute, Verity. You make it sound as if the poor girl did it deliberately. Whereas it seems to me she just made a little mistake. Pre-mort and post-mortem are practically the same word, don't you think? Except they mean two completely opposite things. This was deliberate, no doubt about it. But why would she want to change it? Exactly, thanks, Ow! You won't get away that easy. Explain yourself, young lady. But Grandma, You submitted a falsified report, an accident that led to Kay being accused of murder. You owe us an explanation. I can't tell you. Not don't want to, but can't. This is really rather unpleasant, don't you think? You did this. Hanging up on this poor, considerate girl who's only looking after her grandmother. She has nothing to do with anything. She simply made one tiny mistake. So why not leave it there? Tiny? I'm sorry that this completely turns everything about the whole case around. I'm sorry that this tiny thing changes everything. Yes, enjoy cute robot wait, who's a cute oh, wait. Never mind, I get it now. Ha ha ha, jokes. Anyways. Yes, video games. And also being pissed off at this guy.
Objection!
You'd like that, wouldn't you? Because the only person her testimony would hurt is you. What on earth do you mean, my boy? Seeing as you're now a de facto ex-prosecutor, you're going to need to explain yourself better than that. I've been bonked. That's true, it did turn everything about. You are correct, I have to use my terminology correctly. It is turnabout. I'll be happy to. I'll even spell it out for you. Nurse Needler's role in this crime was very important because Nurse Needler doctored a report in order to cover for her accomplice. How? So she's a co-conspirator. I am an adorable robot. Correct. This innocent young thing. Do share your grounds for making such a wild accusation, dear boy. The murder couldn't have been committed by one person working on their own. And at least two people, it wouldn't have been possible to maintain attendee number. If the auctioneer was the murderer and the victim was one of the attendees, the fact that a witness testified that there being 11 attendees even after the murder doesn't make sense. Hey, watch it! Y'all gonna call my good word in the question now too? Because it's his tears. It's straight up his own tears. That's not what I meant. In fact, it's quite the opposite. I'm taking you at your word, which means there must be a co-conspirator. I know it's hard, my boy, but sometimes you just have to accept that you were wrong. I wasn't wrong. I just hadn't considered the possibility of the killer having an accomplice. But as soon as we do, things start to fall into place. If the killer's accomplice returned to the auction room in place of the victim, there would have indeed been 11 attendees both before and after the murder. Well, so that's your thinking, is it? That's certainly an intriguing theory. But certainly the imposter would have been spotted right away. I don't imagine that Nurse Needler looks strikingly different from the victim in build and stature. Without Bubba Mash, she could easily have replaced Miss Ringer without anybody noticing. Well, Miss Needler, is that what happened? Did you take the victim's place at the auction? I wouldn't do something like that. Now tell us, the ringleader, who were they? I can't tell you, I just can't. I'd hurt her grandma too. Ow! But Grandma, don't you worry about me, I can take it. You just tell me everything, child. but... Grandma! Over here! Grandma, no! I didn't know you could bloom.
So I was right. She was an accomplice.
Miss Neither, why? That also explains how she got to the hospital. Well, Miss Neither, can you explain yourself? Yes. Oh, thank you, Grandma, but I'm alright now. I confess it, I changed places with Miss Ringer.
So you admit that you were working with the ringleader?
Yeah, I was helping them. I don't know how, but they found out Miss Ringer was going to attack them.
The culprit was going to be attacked by the victim.
They seemed pretty sure it was going to happen that night, so they made a counter plan. They wanted to strike first, and they wanted me to help them. I was told to go to the storeroom before the auction began and wait there. Now hold on right there, Missy. I didn't see nothing and my eyes don't lie. If you'd have been there from before the auction, I would have bumped right into you. I was there the whole way through, and you weren't there for a bit of it. But I'm not lying.
Well, that's easy for you to say, but you were lying about altering the report only a few minutes ago,
And you were trying to ignore that.
I think we're all well aware of the number of potential hiding places in that storeroom. Are we? What exactly are you trying to say our friend the nurse was hiding? A Nurse Neither hid here while she was waiting in the storeroom.
Take that!
She hid inside this clothes box.
Oh, she did she? Huh. Well, it was there the whole time, even before I mosey on in. But like I done told y'all, it had them chains around it. Wanted to hide in there myself, really, but it was locked up tight, so I had to go elsewhere.
I imagine that's because Nurse Neither was already lying in there by the time you arrived.
That's right. We didn't want anybody to open it or it would have really blown our cover. So the ringleader told me to climb in and wait until it was time for my part of the plan. And then they wrapped the whole box up in chains. I think they took the elevator downstairs not so long after. It was just before the auction was due to start.
So as the auction was beginning, you and Miss Hart would have been the only people in the storeroom?
Yeah, I think so.
The auction proceeded as it always did, until a certain customer came upstairs to complete her purchase. That was when the incident occurred. Miss Hart overheard the victim and the culprit exchanging words around then.
You betcha! I was behind that statue there, shaking like a dang leaf the whole time.
In the middle of their quarrel, Miss Ringer was killed by the auctioneer. I imagine that the auctioneer then carried Miss Ringer's body over to the clothes box, from which Nurse Neither emerged and swapped places with the victim. After placing Miss Ringer's body inside the box, Nurse Neither's role now was to pretend to be Miss Ringer. The two of them then returned to the room below as if nothing had happened. Is that about some of what happened in the storeroom, Nurse Neither?
Yes, in fact, that's exactly what happened. Let's fucking go! Hold up! So you just waltzed right back on in and nobody noticed? This is two completely different people we're talking about. You're telling me not a one of the other folks down there at the auction cotton on?
Why would they? The other auction goers had no reason to notice the difference when Nurse Neither entered because... She was imitated. As we've seen, Miss Ringer and Nurse Neither are about the same build. What's more, the auction rules required attendees to wear their mask at all times. If Nurse Neither were wearing the same clothes as Miss Ringer, nobody would have been any the wiser.
No, and they weren't. I borrowed Miss Ringer's clothes and ow! And left the poor child in her smalls? Have you no respect, girl? No, Grandma, I thought the same thing. It wouldn't be nice to leave her like that. So when the ringleader wasn't looking, I put that raincoat on her.
So that's how Miss Ringer came to be wearing it. And thus, the auction was able to carry on as before, but Miss Ringer wasn't dead yet. She got out of the box, went up the stairs, and then died on the roof.
I guess the part where I caught the red raincoat on film came just after. Yeah, must be. Then it all makes sense. Right after that was when I went on over and looked downstairs to the gap in the elevator. Spied me 11 happy little auction goers, then back I snuck to my little hidey hole.
Don't tell me you were hiding back there the entire time after that.
Well, that... not exactly.
What is it? Did something happen?
So maybe I ought to have mentioned this before, but I fell asleep for a few winks after that. Well, passed out, unconscious, you might say.
What? What happened?
Oh, not much. Kind of silly, really, but there was this sudden loud noise, and I startled me just a little bit, you know? Alright, maybe more than a little, but I just witnessed a murder. Can't blame a girl for getting jumpy. Guess I got my heart shook and my head faint. Or I knew it, I was out like a light. By the time I came to was the next dang day, and there y'all were, clanking down that ladder.
I see. So you were startled by a loud noise and fell unconscious. I suppose that means you don't know what happened after that. Not per se, but, well, after the auction was over, all the mats were back on the rack. So I reckon the guests done finished up and filed out one by one like they was supposed to. Nurse Neither, once the auction had restarted, what exactly were you doing? I was pretending to be Miss Ringer and placing bids, just as the ringleader wanted. I had to win the clothes box that I'd been instructed. It had a dead body inside after all. Imagine if somebody else had won it. You would have been in real trouble then. So you had no idea that the victim had vacated the box in the meantime? No, not until we came back up so I could pay for it. That was when we noticed. The ringleader told me to go look for her right away. Except I found some other girl collapsed at the foot of the ladder instead. Kay. Yes, she must have fallen from up on the roof and been knocked unconscious. I guess the victim must have left that hatch wide open, huh? Would explain it. Kay would have been so shocked by seeing Miss Ringer fall motionless right in front of her, that she wouldn't have seen the open hatch and fallen right through it. That explains the noise that caused you to faint as well, Miss Hart. It was the sound of Kay crash landing onto the storeroom floor. Yeah, I suppose. Can't believe something like that knocked me out for so long, though. So in summary, by the time Miss Neither found Kay, you were already sound asleep behind the statue. I think we got a good grasp on what occurred up to this point now. Miss Neither, if you would continue. Okay, so basically, we just proved that Kay is innocent, right? Like, we have our proof. Like, we have testimony that, like, no, she had nothing to do with it. That really was wrong time, wrong place. Sure. So I found Kay, and next I found Miss Ringer, and I put them both in the clothes box. We couldn't risk any of the auction over seeing them. That would have caused a real hullabaloo. Was that your idea, or the ringleader's? Theirs. But putting the raincoat on Miss Ringer was my own idea, so I tried to get rid of it before they found out what I'd done. I imagine they were none too pleased when it showed up as a surprise piece of evidence in this case. And lastly, the ringleader and I put her in an auctioneer's outfit we prepared. Of course, which completed the deception and made everyone think she was the auctioneer. All in all, the auction finished up without anybody noticing anything, and that was that. Now that we know the extent of your crimes, Miss Neither, if you have anything further to share, I'd advise you to do so immediately. I wish I could tell you more, but I'm sorry, that's all I know. Oh, except for one other thing. It did seem a little strange, I guess. When I was borrowing Miss Ringer's clothes, I took everything I could, but I couldn't take her hair, obviously, so ow! Oh, you're dang right you couldn't take her hair! What kind of medical professional are you? That's where you draw the line, so taking her clothes was okay. Her hair was totally different, the style, the length, everything. I kinda panicked, but the ringleader thought of everything, including wigs. Two of them, in fact. There was a straight one and a wavy one. They were both stashed in the clothes box. 2 wigs? But why? Right? I wondered that too. I thought maybe they were worried she might have changed her hairstyle. But anyway, I took the straight one. That was the one that matched her hair on the day. Leaving a wavy wig in the box. Interesting. Imagine bidding actual money on Red White's desk? No, couldn't be me. There's nothing else you're forgetting. No, huh? No, really, Grandma, that's everything. And I take it that you really have no idea who the ringleader might be. Sorry, I only know that they were in charge of the auction. I didn't see them without their mask on, and they were pretty careful to keep their identity a secret from everyone. I can't get something concrete on them. Well, Miles, are we about done? Yeah, we just fucking proved that Kay's innocent. We've proven the nurse was part of the murder plot, but sadly for you, it doesn't change a whole lot. Because it does nothing to prove that Kay Faraday isn't the ringleader. And justice must prevail. We can't change the law, even for your sake. Are you fucking His response would be, well, how do we know that Nurse Neither's not lying about the fact that Kay is the ringleader, and the fact that they didn't actually find Kay? How do we know they're not lying? I hate you, though. That's a clear... That's it. Am I not going to be able to... How? What do you mean? We just got... We just... Oh, everything that just happened, But... And also, how would she... Oh, you can't prove that Kay wasn't the ringleader. It's like, excuse me, I'm pretty sure we already know that one of the committee members is the ringleader, you dumb motherfucker, who I'm going to take your beard, rip it down, light it on fire, and stare into your eyes as you burn! Yes, the flames will burn my hand. No, I don't care.
Bye, Maya. Thank you for the lurk. Hope work's going well.
Objection!
Thank you, Franziska von Karma. Bless.
What are you doing here?
As I told you before, Miles Edgeworth, where the case leads, I follow. Your dedication is an inspiration to us all. But don't go getting the wrong idea, little brother. Aw! You so rarely call him brother, but also he's older than you. I'm only here to deliver the truth regarding the suspect, and I'm certainly not here to forgive you for abandoning the way of the prosecutor. I understand that. You should thank your former subordinate for what I'm about to share. In his desperation to help Kay Faraday, he gave me a valuable piece of information. Detective Gumshoe did that. Prepare yourself, Miles Edgeworth, for the final piece of the puzzle. Rosie Ringer's head wound. Franziska von Karma, I love you. You're my favorite. You're the best. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to tell you. I'm so sorry to tell you, we already know that. Someone say something! Yes, there's no better way to say this, Franziska, but we already proved that ourselves. You, what? Yes, just a few minutes ago. Ow! Well, why didn't you say so sooner? You didn't exactly give us a chance. And I suppose you know about the murder weapon, too. No, not yet. Ha, good. Then listen up. The victim was struck on the head with a blunt object bearing a circular surface, and the wounds to the chest were actually inflicted post a circular surface. And you're certain of that, I assume? Your sources are above board. Two trusted medical professionals reached the same conclusion independently. You couldn't ask for more. That's certainly good to know. Unfortunately, you're overstepping the bounds of... Of what? I am the prosecutor in charge of Interpol's investigation into the underground auction, and this murder occurred during that auction. It would be negligent of me not to pursue leads pertaining to related parties. Especially the victim. You forget, sir, I don't work for you, bitch. Ha! This is why we love Franziska von Karma. She says, fuck you, I don't work for you, and if I do work for you, fuck you anyways. My, you've really become quite the force to be reckoned with, haven't you, my dear? Then all parties are in agreement. The victim died from a blow to the head. Sadly, the murder weapon itself has yet to be identified. Based on the shape, I might have an idea, too. But guys, I didn't turn up any other weapon during my investigation. And yet, one needs only think about the setting and an auctioneer's tools, and the answer should be obvious. An object with a circular surface used in an auction. We're obviously talking about the auctioneer's hammer. What an auctioneer have readily at hand? An auctioneer's hammer, of course. Oh, we never found one of those. If the auctioneer was indeed the killer, it does seem a likely candidate for the murder weapon. Well, that the evidence to support your theory, it remains nothing more than that. Oh, I have just the evidence you need right here. Well, this piece of evidence strongly suggests that the auctioneer's hammer was the murder weapon. The testimony, this one. About the... About the wigs? No, not that one. Oh, 100%. Was it added to this heart statement? The sound of the auctioneer's hammer can no longer be heard. Here it is. Miss Hart told us something very important about the auction after the murder occurred. She said that the very prominent sound of the auctioneer's hammer could no longer be heard. Now, why would that be? I'll tell you why, because it had just been used in a murder and was covered in the victim's blood. It would need to be disposed of. Isn't that right, Chairman Winner? I'll have our people look into this right away. You really are like a dog with a bone, aren't you, dear boy? But you can't dedicate yourself to a cause when you're young, when can you? You seem very confident we'll never find it. Of course we won't. Very well, a search for the murder weapon will be conducted. In the meantime, this court is in recess. When are any of the other committee members going to speak up and say anything? Are they not? Are they just silent? Are they just like, hey, are we going to talk about the fact that our chairman tried to bribe that guy? Nah, perfectly fine. I'm scared of him. Or what about all those documents he's setting on fire? Nah, those aren't important. I'm pretty sure one of them had something about my retirement plan on it. No, I'm sure it's fine. You have copies of that, right? Alright, I believe this is the final part of this episode. So if this takes a little longer than an hour, we're gonna try and finish episode 4 today. So in other words, I need to stop going on tangents. And I need to stop distracting myself getting mad. Silence in the courtroom, please. Miss Von Karma, if you'd be so kind as to update us on the progress of the search. It's not good news, I'm afraid. The entire big building has been searched from top to bottom, and no auctioneer's hammer was found anywhere. Look, he's already set his beard on fire once. He's gonna do it again, and I'm excited. Well, that is bad news indeed. Then we have no choice but to move ahead with the verdict. Oh, that's a terrible shame. But I suppose only a fool would have left the murder weapon behind. It's certainly not what I'd expect from a first-rate criminal mind. There's just not enough to work with here. I can't carry us any further on my own. Once again, I feel like Nurse Needler's testimony kind of proved that it wasn't Kay, and that Kay's not the ringleader. Because we know that the ringleader has to be one of the committee members. You motherfuckers. Yes, it really is a tragedy, but such is life, I suppose. I was just thinking back over the defendants I made plea deals with over the years. People who pulled their hearts out to me, who trusted me with every detail of their crimes. And then when it came to this sentencing, I recommended life in prison for every single one. What the fuck? They gave you a plea deal. They took a plea deal and they still got life in prison? That's not how that's supposed to work, you bitch. Or if only you could see them. Their stupid, dumbfounded looks on their faces. Did our chairman just admit to some malpractice? No, that's normal, right? The verdict will now be passed. All present will accept the goddess's word as law. There's nothing more. Objection! The nurse's testimony clearly showed that the ringleader was the killer. And obviously Kay can't be the killer because it needed a key card to get into the goddamn committee room. And we already said that a committee member was the goddamn ringleader. You bitches, you motherfuckers, I'm gonna beat the shit out of all of you. Especially you guys that aren't talking. Any of you could say something. It would honestly be to your benefit. Otherwise, I'm gonna keep suspecting all of you. First one to speak up and remind us of this clearly isn't the killer. Or maybe they are. I literally just said, don't go off on angry rant tangents. And what the fuck am I doing? I'm going off on angry rant tangents! If only we had some proof. I never imagined I would be casting judgment on you under such circumstances. The end of the road, By the power vested in me, hold it! Excelsior's winner, this court... Let's fucking go! Oh, I love her. Okay, you have just jumped. You have dramatically jumped up the scale. You've gone from, I fucking hate you. You annoy the ever-loving shit out of me too. You're my new favorite person in this room. Except for Franziska Von Karma, because clearly no one can beat her. What on earth got it into you, Verity? Exactly, Delphi. I submit for the court's consideration the case file of a certain incident, namely the IS-7 incident, a murder that took place 18 years ago. What does that file have to do with... Wait, you mean... Your late-night visit to this chamber? That was so... Precisely. I came here to retrieve these documents. Though sadly, it would seem that I arrived too early to catch the auction itself. When we spoke of the matter before, I implied that I had come to retrieve files pertaining to your own case. You'll have to forgive me. That was a ruse to buy myself more time. Let's fucking go! What the heck are you doing, Abel? You can't just accuse my dad! On proper grounds, it's defamation! An excellent observation, Eustace. It is? And of course, I have the grounds to make such an accusation. 18 years ago, Mr. Manfred Von Karma had some details about the victim's body fabricated. Details he was forced to fabricate it when the sculptor Artie Frost's body went missing.
My papa, fabricating information. What is that? Wait, hold on. This is not new information to you. You know to hell and back that your father was not a good man. We taught you this in Ace Attorney 2. This was like, what, 2 years ago? A year ago? No, 1 year ago when you were 18. Francisca, I love you. What the fuck are you talking about? Ann Seidemann, the detective originally assigned to the case, did in fact report that the body had gone missing. However, it seems that a certain someone wasn't very pleased with Mr. Von Karma, and deliberately withheld that information in order to bring him down a few pegs. What? The individual refuses to allow anyone to go against their wishes or to challenge their power, and they're known to go to extreme lengths in order to bring those who defy them to heel. 18 years ago, they were no different. In fact, they even ordered Dr. Hertz to create a fake autopsy report for the IS-7 incident. What? She was responsible for the fake report? Okay, hold on. Wait, hold on. Has Gabelle been fucking tricking us this entire goddamn time? Pretending to be the fucking blindly loyal dog? But it was all building up to this moment? To get Chairman Winner? Oh, wait, you have to understand, Grandma, she's not a bad person. She had to do what he said. She didn't have any choice. He, the person in question, was the chief prosecutor at the time. The chief prosecutor 18 years ago. No! The man who gave Papa the first penalty of his career. Excelsius Winner! It was you!
Objection!
What are you all talking about? My dad would never do something like that! I'm sorry, Eustace, but your opinion on the matter is not needed here. This is from literally before you were born. Well, Chairman Winner, do you have anything to say for yourself? All that nonsense with the body. How is Manfred doing? Such a willful boy. And the fake autopsy report? Hilda, how could you? I can't believe you naughty kids would do such dishonest things behind my back. How are you older than this old lady? Age 60? Age 68. How are you older than her? What the fuck?
Hold it!
We could just ask her why she did it. She is standing right over there after all. Oh wait, Grandma can't. She's out. Grandma, I'm sorry. I knew. That's why I... Right, exactly. If I didn't, everybody would have found out about what you did. They said he was going to charge you if I didn't help them with their plan. They said he would... I just had to do what the auctioneer said. So you were coerced into it, were you, Nurse Needler? And just to be clear, the auctioneer was Chairman Winner. I'm sorry, but I honestly don't know. The person forced me to help them was the auctioneer, and they definitely looked to be about the same build as the chairman, but I never saw their face. Well, there must be something, any detail, no matter how small, will do. Oh, wait! Their mask didn't cover their whole face, and the part that wasn't covered had a tattoo on it. I remember that much for sure. A tattoo? A tattoo?
Objection.
That all sounds very dramatic, but I really don't know what you're talking about. There's no tattoo anywhere on my face. Think I know if there was one, wouldn't you? Which means I can't be the ringleader, no matter how much you might want me to be. I only hope you can figure it out, who this shameless manipulator might be. Your contempt for this courtroom is an insult to the goddess. Are you sure it's not you who's feeling insulted here? I am not the only one who's been trying to bring you to justice. Miss Ringer had been trying too. And I refuse to let her sacrifice be in vain. Young Rosie was looking to take me down, you say? But why? I barely knew her. I've always had a certain magnetic charm, but I don't remember ever catching that particular eye. You barely knew the victim. Why, I do believe that is a new statement. The goddess demands that you offer your full testimony on the record. So that's how this is going to go, hmm? You mean to hump me until I finally break? Cause DL... Oh my god, you're right. Fucking I didn't think about that. This motherfucker
caused a different motherfucker to kill my motherfucking dad. Edgeworth's motherfucking dad. Holy shit. This man sucks all the way down. Who knew there was a bigger asshole than Manfred von Karma? Fine, I'll destroy you all. Again, what are the other committee members doing? Just sitting there twiddling their thumbs? Are they just eating popcorn like, this is a good show? Yeah, it's better than the prequel. It's better than the one that came before it, at least. It's rare when the sequel's better than the original. Mr. Edgeworth, please allow me to work with you on this one. And you know there's some great twist here. With Gavel joining Edgeworth, fantastic twist. Good shit. I mean, like, I kind of saw it coming a mile away, but, like, then there were times when I wasn't sure. But, you know, I think it all just kind of came together in the end in a satisfying way. I thought there was one more case after this. Oh, yeah. I doubt we'll get another chance to put him on the stand. So let's make the most of this opportunity. Of course, Your Honor. So does that mean... I have so many questions for her when we're done here. I wouldn't have it any other way. Now, Chairman Winner, you will tell this court everything you know about Miss Ringer. Okay, what other evidence do we have? Do we have the recording here? I don't think we do. She's on the left side. She's a good... That is generally how that works, yes. What am I forgetting? I'm about to do something, but I don't remember what. What was I about to do? I don't remember. What was I about to do? I don't remember. What was I about to do? Who knows? Nope, I remember. Don't worry, I'll make sure you get your precious thing back. Thanks so much for agreeing to help my plan. Now we can both get what we want. Good luck getting your revenge for what happened 12 years ago. Yeah. I think that's going to be important. Young Roshi was a member of the committee, of course. But we never really had any personal interactions. At least, none that I remember. I had no motive to murder that poor girl whatsoever. And I have absolutely no idea why she was after me. So you don't mean to accept your part in any of this? Of course he doesn't. He isn't guilty. How could he be? He's my dad, the winner of winners. Not very kind of you, Eustace, but you'll need more than mere words if you plan to cover for me. Right, you got it. I won't let them pin this on you. I believe in you, Dad. You'll beat Edgeworth. I know you will. Yes, yes. You really are such a sweet, simple child. He really loves his dad, huh? But that's no excuse for him to ignore his father's crimes. Trust me, I know all about that. No matter how much he respects him. Again, I know all about that. Regardless of their station in life, all criminals will be made to atone for their sins in time. Okay, I kind of love these two back to like this because they're just straight up back to back. They look like they're ready for a fucking fight. Straight up, this looks like you would see this at the beginning of a fighter game. Marvel vs. Capcom, bring in these two as a tag team for tag team. Long range with the whip and shorter range with the gavel. Am I crazy? Or am I crazy or not? Do they look back like fighting back to back? This won't be easy on Mr. Winner, but it has to be done. We can't let his father get away with this. Young Rosie was a member of the committee, but we never really had any personal interactions. I had no motive to murder her whatsoever, and I have no idea why she was after me. I mean, that's all a load of horse shit, but let's see what we have as evidence to refute that. Can I refute that?
Objection!
Not yet, apparently. There's a Reddit post for Ace Attorney fighting in character intros. Oh my god. Okay. Let's just... But we never... Let's go ahead and start... So you're saying you barely knew the victim at all? That's exactly what I'm saying, my boy, yes. Why, I never even knew about that burn mark on her hand. You didn't? I mean, what's the point? You get to know someone, but before you know it, they're gone.
It's become such a pain to remember things about others. They're here one day and gone next. Yes, because they dare to stand up to you, and you make them disappear. If you could please add your remark about the victim's burn to your testimony, Chairman Winner.
I didn't know about the burn mark on her hand. But, like, isn't it pretty prominent and obvious? President Swarm makes it play the recording. You can't hide that burn from me. Nothing to say for yourself? The more I think about this, the less sense it makes. Because it just doesn't make sense, right? Because according to this, the moment you can't hide that burn from me, but the person who we're saying has the burn is Rosie. But then someone says nothing to say for yourself. I waited and now I'll finally have my revenge. And then someone screamed. But the person getting their revenge should have been Rosie, right?
Hold it!
You're sure you didn't know about the burn mark? You really don't let up, do you? I'm not in the habit of memorizing who has a scar on their hand and who doesn't. Well, this wasn't just any old scar. I'd say it's pretty noticeable, in fact. Perhaps under normal circumstances, but now that I think about it, Miss Ringer did always wear gloves. Truth be told, I wasn't aware of the burn mark until after the incident myself. The victim's hands were always covered by a pair of gloves. It makes sense, of course. People can be very self-conscious about such things. I can only sympathize, being something of a sensitive soul myself. I hope you're not too sensitive to append that statement to your testimony.
She was always wearing gloves, except for here. And in this picture.
Hold it!
So you remember her always wearing gloves? I mean, it was something of a trademark of hers, yes. Who knew it was hide a burn mark? I also imagine it was just a fashion statement. Does your little friend there have something to hide under all those bandages, I wonder?
Who, me? No, I don't have anything to hide.
You don't? Not even the stony visage of a cold-blooded murderer? If anyone here is hiding such a thing, it's you. And I'll expose your true face if it's the last thing I do. You never fail to entertain, my boy. Go ahead and do your worst.
Why does this feel more like the final episode than the second to last?
So Miss Ringer always wore gloves. Might be something. I should look over all the evidence again.
She always wore gloves. Let's see here. Ringleader wore a white jacket, white gloves. She's not wearing gloves here. Nothing had her fingerprints on it, I think. Wait, there shouldn't... Wait, no, we do have evidence.
Objection!
Because someone saw the burn mark, so clearly she wasn't wearing gloves then.
So Miss Ringer always wore gloves. If she did, that raises a rather important question, and highlights quite a contradiction. A contradiction, you say?
Really? See, here's the thing. I feel like this burn mark isn't about her. I think it's Rosie Ringer to Chairman Winner. I don't think he has a tattoo. I think he has a burn mark on his face. But he's hiding it, somehow.
If we listen again to the conversation that was captured by the stuffed cow, you'll see what I mean. Blah 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 blah.
I knew it was you the moment I laid eyes on you. You can't hide that burn from me. Nothing to say for yourself? I've waited so long for this day, and now I'll finally have my revenge. Scream!
We can be reasonably certain that what we just heard is the moment the victim was attacked. I knew it was you the moment I laid eyes on you. You can't hide that burn from me. We assumed that those were the words of the killer. And what's the problem with that? Seems like a perfectly sensible assumption to me. I'm afraid not, Chairman Winner. For you see, if the victim was always wearing gloves as you just testified, then the burn mark on her hand should not have been visible to her killer.
Objection!
You speak as if gloves can be easily removed. You could have taken them off during the auction. Hold it! But she hadn't! She was still wearing them when I changed places with her, so they must have been on her hands when she was being murdered, too! Oh, what are you saying, my dear? You do know how much trouble you're in, don't you? I'm not scared of you anymore. I have Grandma on my side now. Now it's time for you to pay the piper, Winner, you dang devil! I see. So you're both looking to disappear, too. Again, I want all of his hair to burn up. I want to see his bald-ass motherfucking face. That can be arranged. Well, also, that's just straight up a threat! That's a huge fucking threat! Hello? In front of Goddess and everyone? You're just threatening these people? Only person disappearing will be you. Hey, you can't talk to my dad like that! Who cares if the burn was covered up? Why does that even matter? Oh, it matters. Because it turns our understanding of the burn mark on its head. What do you mean? What can the fact that the victim's burn mark was covered up possibly tell us? Think about it like this, Mr. Winner. The victim was wearing gloves, therefore the burn mark on her hand would not have been visible. In which case, whose burn mark was it that was being in reference in the recording? Somebody who, wasn't the victim? Precisely, which should only mean that the culprit had a prominent burn mark too. Or to put it another way, I knew it was you the moment I laid eyes on you. You can't hide that burn from me. Those words were spoken not by the murderer, but by the victim. No way!
Objection!
Eustace, my boy, would you mind stepping aside for a sec? Look, Miles, it's nice to see you having fun with your little flights of fancy, but let's get serious. So the murderer had a burn mark now? Really? Where? Your little theory will either take flight or die, depending on your answer here, I'm afraid. He's not messing around. Let's figure out where the burn mark was and fast. I wonder where it could have been. All the auction people were wearing disguises, right? Yes, and each disguise was different. Yet, in spite of that, the burn mark was visible to the victim somehow. Face tattoo. Face, well, shall we? Enlighten us, why don't you? It wasn't a tattoo, it was a burn mark. Blah, blah, blah. Nope, Ringer's hair was straight, so wavy not used. No. Hold on. One wig was straight and the other wavy. No, not that. Details of a murder from 18 years ago. Not this. The red raincoat. It was... Oh, right, this one.
Take that!
Here is my evidence. The outfit the ringleader was wearing throughout the auction. Or rather, the outfit you were wearing, Chairman Winner. So does that mean that his beard is fake? Is his beard fake? Because I feel like that beard's pretty damn obvious.
Objection!
A suit, white gloves, and a mask. This disguise should have covered almost all of your skin. But according to Miss Neither's testimony, the auctioneer's mask didn't quite cover your entire face. And not only that, she claims to have seen a tattoo on the part that was exposed. But was it a tattoo, or did she simply mistake a burn mark for one? A burn mark on the face?
Objection!
Sorry to interrupt, or you're so clearly enjoying yourself, dear boy. But I regret to inform you that none of the committee members have such a burn. Myself included, of course. But, Dad, I mean... Eustace, do you think you can be quiet, please? You're gonna be foolish on your own time later. His own son knows something. His son knows something. Wait. No, it would have to be on the lower face, right? Because my brain was about to say, underneath those goggles, he's burned around the eyes, but the mask covered the eyes. Well, you may be an annoyance most of the time, Mr. Winner, but on this particular occasion, I'm grateful for your presence. A reaction like that from you, his son, is as good an indicator of the truth as I could have hoped for. and it gives me a much-needed confidence boost concerning another theory of mine, namely, who that one unexplained item belongs to. What's the matter with Mr. Winner? I think he might be in shock. After all, he's usually the last to figure things out, but in this case, he seems to have gotten there all too quickly. He knows that his father is indeed the real murderer. He's sad because he knows the truth? So, it's better not to know the truth at all? No, Kay, it's what we came here for. It doesn't matter how we get there, the important thing is finding the truth. You yourself told me that once, right when I needed to hear it the most. And now it's time for me to repay the favor and show you the truth of your innocence. I want to know too, the truth of what really happened. So please, Mr. Edgeworth, won't you show me? I very much intend to. You don't know when to give up, do you? Where is this burn, then? Perhaps you could point it out to me. But you can't, can you? Because it's nowhere to be found. Just like your evidence that I'm the killer. What if or he might be hiding it under his beard. Because it could be like on his neck. We can't see his neck. Sir, would you please, move your hair out of the way? Would you please move your gigantic ass fucking beard out of the way? Yeah, I'll hunt for contradictions all you like. You won't find any. Because he's my dad. A winner. Through and through.
Objection!
I understand, Mr. Winner. I completely understand why you don't want to believe it's true. But if you ignore the truth now, you'll regret it for as long as you live. Dad, what do I do? I just don't understand it. How could I have raised such an utter buffoon? If you really wish to help your father, Eustace, you can try thinking on your own for once in your life, you useless nitwit! But I try all the time, Dad. All I do is try. I went to the school you wanted me to go to. I aced every test. Look at my jacket. I only give these out to the valedictorian. He forged your papers, didn't he? I did everything you told me to. I worked like crazy and graduated top of my class. I tried to be the best, be just like you, and win as many trophies as I could. He's objecting to his own son. Uh-oh. You really are just a simpering simpleton, aren't you? Those tests you aced, I had the school give you perfect scores on all of them. Those debates and speech competitions you won, the judges were all friends of mine. If you had never even realized that much, there's no help for you, I'm afraid. None at all. You're no son of mine. Even you must see that. Don't want to scream too loud and mess with my neighbors. Okay, now I kind of feel bad for him. I had a feeling that's what happened. I had a feeling that's exactly what happened to him. But it still feels bad, you know? It still feels bad. He was still abused by his own father. It's like, okay. Oh, gone. My own son. They all leave in the end. Didn't you just fucking say two? Wait, hold on. One sentence ago, you're no son of mine. Even you must see that. What the fuck, my dude? I mean, okay, I understand now. He's actually, here's the thing. It was more obvious, they made it more obvious for the princess in Spirit of Justice than they did for Eustace, which is probably why I liked her more. Because for Eustace was just all in, didn't notice a damn thing. But at least the princess kind of had a little bit of, something's, It's like, well, no, but everyone tells me that I'm right, so I must be right. But here, Eustace is just like, I'm right and I'm the best because I'm a winner. And now that his dad's in the picture, it's like, now we understand. Even when he was trying, he was failing, and he did it all for me, and he should have tried harder. You're a disgrace. You don't deserve to be a father, and you certainly don't deserve to be chairman of this committee. Even I feel sorry for the boy now. So do I. I'm with you, Francisca. Like, straight up, I wasn't expecting to feel sympathy for Eustace at all. And I'm like, God damn it. Alright, fine. He was just a poor fool who was being abused by his dad. But the thing is, she at least knew that there was something wrong and was just like, acted on it before it came to light.
Like, even in the very first trial with her, she was just like, wait, but I've never been, wait, huh? And everyone around her, her father especially, was just like, no, you're always right, my dear. You're perfectly great. It's like, oh, okay. But we got that immediately, whereas this one had a lot of build-up before that. Poor Mr. Winter. Explain yourself, Chairman Winter. Just what do you think your son is to treat him in such a way? An utterly useless pawn, sounds about right. But you want to talk, Verity. You tried to worm your way into my trust by using Eustace too. I cannot deny it. However, I have never thought of him as a mere pawn. He may not be a naturally gifted prosecutor, but he tries. In some ways, he tries harder than anybody. That's what I have witnessed during my time with him, yet you would call him useless. How could you? It puts everything into perspective, and I'm like, no! Okay, Eustace, I hope this is a bit of a reality check for you, Eustace, but also I'm so sorry about the things that I've done to you.
Objection!
Because he is Verity, my girl. He is utterly incapable of doing anything I ask of him. Mr. Edgeworth, I entrust my offering to the goddess to you, so that you may use it to call her final judgment until Excelsius Winter. Thank you, Your Honor. I've been more than ready to do so. If the ringleader had a visible burn mark on their face that night, then it would follow that Chairman Winter is currently hiding that mark somewhere. How exactly was he dressed during the auction? That will be a key to solving this case at last. Now then, your answer, please. Which piece of evidence will help us to reveal the burn mark? This one probably? Well, because we have this one, it has to be the neck, right? I mean, Maya's a prodigy spirit medium. Does that count? But you're right. All the other prosecutors were prodigies at that level, or defense attorneys in the case of Athena.
Take that!
Take a look at this, if you would. And that's supposed to help you reveal the burn mark, is it? Waki Kitaki. Oh, right, yeah.
Overruled.
Forgive me, Mr. Edgeworth, but I don't understand the other. Okay, hold on. There's one key difference between the auctioneer and the chairman sitting before us. And the burn mark we're looking for is hiding just on the other side of that difference. It's the beard. It's the beard. It's the goddamn beard. Help us to reveal the burn mark.
Take that!
Overruled.
That's true. I mean, she had incredible power in the very first game. She just wasn't able to use it. What was different? Ringleader prepared wigs in order to enable their accomplice to disguise herself as Miss Ringer. One wig was straight and the other wavy. No. The clothes box, the blood, raincoat, picture. I've already tried both of those, so that's not it, clearly. It's literally the only thing I can think of. What the hell?
Overruled.
Where's my brain going? What am I missing? What piece of evidence will reveal the burn mark on the culprit's face? Not this. It was... What about Miss Hart's statement? All were wearing masks. No? Yes, please, because I think I'm a smidge off. I feel like I'm missing something.
Take that!
I need a hint. Because for all my ideas about what... It's like, I know where it is. I just don't know what it wants to prove it. I'm gonna try
Take
this.
that!
Okay, it was the wigs. What the fuck? What about the wigs?
Recall Nurse Neva's testimony, if you will. There was one thing we never quite resolved. The second wig. The one that wasn't used. I seem to remember it being wavy.
Oh wait, what if he's bald?
What are you two talking about? Nurse Neva apparently found some very interesting items when she went to swap places with the victim. And what do they have to do with the burn mark? What she found were two wigs. One was intended to make her look more like the victim, but what was the other one for? I don't suppose it was meant to be a spare. Doesn't take a huge leap of imagination to see the truth. Compare Chairman Werner's current appearance to that of the ringleader as was described to us. Stop staring at me! One very prominent difference presents itself. His face, or rather, what's around it.
You mean, it wasn't a wig after all?
Indeed, not a wig intended to go on the top of the head in any case. It was a fake beard all along, wasn't it, Excelsius Winner?
Please burn it! Damn it!
Why, this is my own, dear boy. Not very unkind of you to suggest otherwise. We saw how your son reacted when he realized the truth, and how he desperately tried to cover for you even in light of his realization. Yet you still fear that he might expose you. So rather than take that risk, you bullied him until he couldn't take it anymore. Because he knew that your beard hides a prominent burn mark. Ugh. Chairman Winner, I insist that you remove your beard this instant.
Grah! Here we go, burn it off! Let's go! I knew it! Bald. Why is his burn mark in the shape of a tattoo, or in the shape of a skull? Words are hard. Holy shit. There it is! The burn mark! Mr. Edgeworth, for bringing evil to justice before the eyes of the goddess, you have my... I did think that the beard was fake multiple times. I just didn't connect it to the wig.
You have my thanks. No, thank you. I couldn't have done it without you. Excelsius Winner, in the name of the goddess, I hereby pronounce my verdict. In the matter of the murder of Miss Rosie Ringer, this court finds you guilty.
Alright, cool. Who wants to go out for ice cream? Who wants ice cream? Ice cream good. Mr. Edgeworth, I can't thank you enough. You never gave up on me, even when I gave up on myself. That was very kind of you.
There's no need to thank me. As a prosecutor... No, as a friend. It was the least I could do. Mr. Edgeworth, rejoice. I've learned that Chairman Winner has been safely delivered to the detention center. The search for the Mission Auction Hammer continues. However, we are talking about Chairman Winner here, so it's highly likely that it has already been destroyed. In addition, there is one other matter I must inform you of. The chairman made a rather strange statement. According to him, the letters were not part of his plan. What? How could that be? He claims that he and Miss Neither found this letter on Miss Ringer's person. And that they found a second letter on Kay's unconscious body. From their contents, the letters seem to be ones of correspondence. So he leapt to the conclusion that they must have been working with each other. That's quite the conclusion to jump to. As he read the letters, that's when he came up with the idea to frame Miss Faraday for Miss Ringer's murder. So he decided to place the victims in a very conspicuous place. Namely, in her left chest pocket. Sounds to me like he's just trying to make excuses for himself. Yes, I certainly thought the same. Perhaps it was some sort of last-ditch ploy on his part. But it matters not. He will answer to the goddess now. And under her scrutiny, such strategies cannot hope to succeed. He will not escape justice. And with that, one of the duties with which I have been entrusted with is complete at last. Judge Cavell, before you go, can you tell us what you know about how Chairman Winner came to murder Miss Ringer? There's more there, isn't there? Yes, I suppose you have earned the right to the whole truth. Miss Ringer once had a lover, a press photographer. He was investigating the underground auctions as a freelance journalist. But before he could uncover the truth behind the auctions, he was disappeared. All Miss Ringer was left with were the memories and personal effects of her lover. And so, seeking revenge on Chairman Winner, she made her appearance at the auction. Unfortunately for her, her opponent struck first. I see. So that's the story behind this case. While the goddess does not condone acts of wanton vengeance, Miss Ringer's actions have exposed Chairman Winner's crimes at last. So that was your real goal. You were tasked with exposing Associates Winner and the corruption at the heart of the committee. Does anyone know what happened to Mr. Winner? I'm afraid I haven't been able to get in touch with him. Do you have any idea why? Probably because I wasn't there for him just now when he needed me most. Oh, I really feel bad for him. Well, don't pity him too much. At least he knows the truth now. I don't think so. Did he say that? It would be really funny. Let's go all the way back to when he was screaming. Nope. No matter how hard it might be, he'll need to learn to accept it. We're just gonna headcanon that he said that. That's exactly what he said. That's correct. If he can't, he'll never be able to move on with his life. Trust me, and I know this. All too well. Trust me. A father's influence isn't easily erased. But in time, he can hopefully try and change his ways. You're right. You've got to be. Can I change too, I wonder? Can I move on with my life? Are you okay, Kay? How's that head feeling? I'm fine. Thank you. I'm so sorry, Kay. You're my patient. I had a responsibility to you, and instead, I let them accuse you of— Ow. Ain't right. We ain't just in the business of fixing bodies, Missy. The mind's where it all begins. You're right, Grandma. Speaking of which, how's your memory? It's like, with a little more time, maybe I'll be able to remember some more? Please forgive me, but I better be on my way. I'm to preside over the trial of Fifi Lagarde in a minute. The Bronco Knight case, Who's the defense attorney? It was supposed to be Miss Ringer, but as she is no longer with us, we are still in the process of finding her replacement. Miss Ringer was scheduled to represent Warden Lagarde. And of course, until we find Eustace, there's nobody to act for the prosecution either. In any case, I must take my leave. Oh, wait, please! What about Mr. Edgeworth's badge? What's going to happen to it now? With its chairman under arrest, the committee's activities have been suspended for the time being. So to answer your question, it's complicated. It's all up to the goddess now. But don't worry about it, Kay. It's a consequence of my own making. And I assume you do not mean to change your mind? Of course not. I chose the path of the truth, and I chose it willingly. With Chairman Winner out of the picture, justice is in the hands of the righteous once more. If you did wish to follow the path of the prosecutor again, Mr. Edgeworth, I'd be more than happy to facilitate such a decision. It's very kind of you to offer, but I can't accept your help at this time. I can't ask for my badge back when I'm not even sure if I want it anymore. I see. It seems we are destined to continue on different paths, then. Well, I trust you'll keep my badge safe until they converge again. With all I have. In the meantime, I have here a token of the goddess's mercy. You may return this notebook to its rightful owner. Kay's promised notebook. Surely this will help her regain her memories. It seems it was due to be sold in the auction, and with the name Kay written on its cover, Chairman Winner made the connection immediately and knew who it belonged to. It was the same name as the one in the letters, after all. The letters he claimed to know nothing about. I suppose he insisted he didn't prepare them. Yes, he also had something else to say. Apparently, he thought that Miss Faraday was after her notebook, and that Miss Ringer was after his life. and that their respective goals are what led them to cooperate and infiltrate the auction together. Unfortunately for him, he misread the situation completely. It was all just happenstance. If Kay had known a defense attorney who was also a member of the committee, there's no way she wouldn't have told me. That just isn't like her. Your belief in her is touching. While the notebook did become part of Chairman Winter's cover-up scheme, it is also a treasured possession of Miss Faraday's, which is why I would like for her to have it back, as I am sure with the goddess. Thank you. I pray that it helps her to recover her lost memories.
I'm so sorry for doubting you all this time, Verity. Come on, Kay. Let's get you some memories. Is everything alright?
Judge Cavell wanted me to return something important to you.
Isn't that... Here we go. Always greet people with a smile, even people you don't know. Never cry in front of strangers. Daddy, I wrote them all down, Daddy. Yeah, I'm gonna keep all my promises to be a real hero when I grow up, just like you. Oh, wait, I forgot to write one down. The most important promise of all. Promise number 5. Always try your hardest to learn about things you don't understand. I remembered it just how you said it, and now I'll never forget it. Always try your hardest to learn about things you don't understand. That's right. I have to try. I'm Kay Faraday, a great thief who would do anything to get her hands on the truth. Second Yatagarasu, an assistant to Mr. Edgeworth.
Kay, is that really you?
Can't say I'm not a little bit embarrassed, but yeah, I'm back. And I could have done it without you, Mr. Edgeworth. You never stopped helping me, even when I was totally lost and couldn't remember anything.
Oh, thank goodness. You certainly seem to be back.
Kay, so this is the real you, huh? Welcome back. It's so good to know you're better. I can sleep easy now. Ah, you found it. Don't you dare go losing that memory of yours again, young lady, you hear? Miss Needler, Dr. Hertz, thanks a lot for looking after me. Hey, if you really are better, how about you get out of them dang hospital duds? Oh yeah, I washed all your clothes for you. Here.
I thought they were with Detective Gumshoe.
He handed them over to us after they came back from forensics.
And did he happen to mention if forensics found anything of note?
I didn't ask. Anyway, never mind that now. Put them on, Kay. I want to see.
Oh wait, what about her bandages? Surely it's too soon to remove them.
Oh, it's probably fine. She may have taken a big old bump to the head, but she wasn't really hurt otherwise.
But then, why all the bandages in the first place?
Prevention is better than cure. A stitch in time saves 9. Those are just a few of my mottos. But also, he also technically said it while she didn't have her memory. He called her that.
Both of which sounds like painfully annoying practices for your patients.
Okay, Kay, transformation time. Magical girl oh, yeah, now this is what I'm talking about. Fits like a stolen glove.
That smile suits you better too.
As it always did. Thanks to you too, Miss Von Karma. So glad you showed up when you did.
I simply came when Scruffy asked me to. And I'm sure I'll be very happy to see that you're back to your old self too.
Speaking of Gummy, where is he?
Who knows? Perhaps the well of his devotion ran dry when a certain someone threw away his badge. Detective Gumshoe. Anyway, I have to be going. And I'll be taking these two with me.
Oh, wait, what's going to happen to them?
Acting as an accomplice in a murder and forging an autopsy report 18 years ago. Their crimes can't be allowed to go unpunished. But the fact that Excelsior's Winter coerced them into cooperating will, of course, be taken into account.
Don't you worry about us, Kay. As long as Grandma and me are together, we'll be alright.
Take care, Kay Faraday, until we meet again. So, Kay, I know you only just got your memory back, but I need to ask you some questions.
Sure, ask away.
What happened the day you lost your memory? What were you doing?
Oh, let's see. Somebody asked me to meet them at Gourd Lake. But I didn't know who it was. So there I was, just looking up at the moon when somebody in a red raincoat started walking toward me. They must have drugged me somehow, because that's when I fell unconscious.
What? I'm not sure I follow. Kay was at Gourd Lake, looking up at the moon.
Anyway, when I came to, I was on the roof of this building. I was in a daze and stumbling around up there when I saw the person in the red raincoat again, but they were lying on the ground. I was so surprised I stumbled backward. And then I was falling and everything went dark. When I came to the second time, I couldn't remember anything. The person in the red raincoat. Who in the world were they? I'm sure they were walking in midair. Ugh, thinking about it's making my head hurt.
Just breathe, Kay. You only just got your memory back. You're still confused. I imagine the root cause of your confusion is... I imagine things are all mixed up in your mind because you were at Gourd Lake one minute and then at the top of Big's building the next. And because you saw the moon in both locations, your mind blending your memories of the two together.
But those are two totally different places. I know I was pretty out of it, but I don't think I could have gotten them confused that easily.
I believe those things on the route may have made you more likely to become confused.
Take that!
Between the scene down by Gourd Lake and here on top of the big building, cherry blossoms and food stands.
Wait, you're right!
Those similarities are what caused your memories of both places to overlap. The person in the red raincoat wasn't walking in mid-air. They were walking towards you from across the park, when your blurry memories of that same sight played out over the viewing platform instead.
No way! Who steals a great thief's memories, huh? That's just cheating.
Even still, this doesn't answer the question of who attacked Kay in the park. Was it the person in the red raincoat she saw? Do you hear that?
It sounds like it's coming from up in the storeroom. Come on, let's go take a look. Well, hoo-wee! I smell another scoop in the oven.
You're still here?
Now, what happened up here? It's coming from this little gadget here, Mr. Edgeworth.
Ugh, the transceiver. I feel like I've seen it somewhere before.
It's still going.
I'm no good with technology.
Come on, you have to pick it up. Fine, I'll do it. Hey, this is Edgeworth.
Okay, if you could refrain from answering strange calls for me, Mr. Edgeworth, I presume. I know that voice. Shelly the Killer! Congratulations on another case solved. But I can't truly say it's been fully resolved, can you? I'm sure you've noticed by now that there was a mastermind at work orchestrating the entire incident. Ugh, how do you even know about this case? That's not what's important right now. Let's focus on this certain individual for the time being, shall we? I have indeed been wondering myself if somebody else could have been involved. If not, how would you explain the piece of evidence that proved so damning to Kay's case?
No way! An evil mastermind? But who?
Who indeed? Perhaps you could share your thoughts. What is the evidence in question that points to somebody else's involvement?
Take that!
This right here.
Sorry, I don't get it.
Sadly, neither do I.
Ugh. There was one clearly suspicious piece of evidence. What was it?
Take that!
This right.
Take that!
God damn it, normally this is so easy. What is the evidence in question that points to somebody else's involvement? Oh, the ticket stub. Of course, because if she hadn't, if she was at Gourd Lake, how did she get up there? God damn it. What do you mean that was wrong? This is getting stupid. I don't know what it wants from me.
Take that!
The letter Kay supposedly wrote to the victim.
Yeah, I don't remember ever writing that.
So who did? Who would prepare such a thing? I know I'm not the only one who would like to know. And how do we know it wasn't you? Now why would I do a thing like that? I believe the truth can only fully come to light in a court of law. But since you've had your badge revoked, that is no longer an option. So how will it all end? I, for one, will be watching from the sidelines with interest. He even knows about my badge. Oh, and one last thing. I do hope you won't betray my trust in you. Now, I bid you farewell.
What the heck did he mean by the case hasn't fully resolved? And why is he so interested in this anyway? Ugh, everything's just one giant ball of mysteries.
Seems we've only scratched the surface of this case. But even without my badge, I'm going to carry on doing what I can. However this ends, one thing's for certain. Come what may, I will expose the truth. But that is where we're going to call it for tonight.
Thank you all so much for joining me. Perfect timing, right at 7 o'clock. We are one episode left. There is one episode remaining in this game. Turnabout for the ages. It should be about as long as episode 4 by the looks of things. Luckily, nothing is as long as episode 3, thank God. But that's where we're going to call it tonight. Thank y'all so much for joining me. Let's go see who might be doing anything. Not really much of anything. Alright, so we're just going to call it. Thank y'all so much for joining. We'll be back on Saturday to hopefully, we should be able to finish Digimon Cyber Sleuth, Hacker's Memory on Saturday. We're very close. And then another Crab's Treasure. We started that last week, so we're doing that on Sunday. That's a fun game. And hopefully we should finish this in about 2 or 3 weeks. Maybe. Episode 4 was only 2 weeks, so maybe episode 5 will only be 2. Who knows? But that's all it for tonight. Get some water, get some food, rest up. I wonder where my biscuit is. I should go find him and pet your cats. Good night, y'all. Oh, wait, hold on.